The sounds and smells of spring are in the air. For Soda Springs, the birds are breaking out of their nest and taking to the field for some good old baseball and softball. If you listen close, you can hear it. Baseball and softball in the Idaho Rocky Mountains can be as unpredictable as the weather, but the hopes of a strong season are high for the Cardinals of Soda Springs as they pursue a trip to the state championship later this spring. For the first time, KBRV is bringing you every step of that trip. Every diving catch, every line drive to the gap, every run of the season can be heard right here on your home for Cardinal Sports. Live local sports are brought to you on the Bear by Monsanto, Reed's Plumbing and Heating, Sanders Furniture, Agrium, Feeding the World Responsibly, Silver Star Communications, and by MyLocalRadio.com. We're about 20 minutes away from the first pitch, so hold on to your seats and turn your radios loud as we send you to the field for all the action with the voice of Caribou County Sports, Caleb Burgraff, on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at MyLocalRadio.com.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, into the Deceivingly Tan pregame show. I'm Caleb Burgraff as we get set for the Cardinals' second home game of the year. We were going to be doing softball today, but unfortunately the Marsh Valley softball team is at another tournament, and they are currently taking on the Malad softball tournament, so we shifted our focus to the hardballers once again for back-to-back days. After the Soda Springs Cardinals lost their last contest against the Shelley Russets, they look to try and turn things around today against the Eagles of Marsh Valley, who beat them 14-2 the first time these two teams matched up. We have plenty to come on our Deceivingly Tan pregame show, our standout student, as well as an interview with Braxton Kellen and Jake Evans from the Soda Springs baseball team. All that is on the way and more on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at MyLocalRadio.com.
Deceivingly Tan at 186 South Main Street in Soda Springs, Idaho is currently having 2 spray tan specials for high school students. Our prom special is only $15, and for you distinguished young women contestants, it's only $10 to get your instant tan before the competition. You'll look great with a spray tan that will leave you looking healthy and radiant. Call today for your appointment at 208-547-0514. That's Deceivingly Tan in Soda Springs at 208-547-0514.
Back here once again on the Deceivingly Tan pregame show on KBRV 800 The Bear. The Eagles out onto the field as they get set for their infield warm-ups. And with that, it's time for us to take a look at our scene set today. And today it is a little bit of a chilly morning. It's under 30 degrees right now, as 28 was the last temperature I saw. It is expected to get up into the mid-50s today. But tell that to the baseball field underneath the grass, as it is a little bit hard in some areas with the frost and the snow melting off. It's a little bit swampy in other areas. So it'll be a little bit of a interesting mix for what the fielders are going to have bouncing towards them and moving towards them in today's ball game. So we'll see how that affects the fielding for the Cardinals today. But one thing that is true is the wind is not necessarily blowing too hard. There is a breeze, but nothing incredibly bad that is going to really offset too much of or make the players too uncomfortable. The sun is shining down, a little bit of cloud cover, but all off in the distance, as it is a fantastic morning for baseball if you take out the cold weather, which just something that you get used to playing in the state of Idaho. We have plenty more coming up here. Cardinals, a 7-6 team going against the 8-2 Marsh Valley Eagles. Coming up next on our pregame show, we're going to sit down and talk with our standout student, Kaylee Veely, a senior at Soda Springs High School, will be talking with us about what her future plans might hold on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at MyLocalRadio.com.
Agrium's mission is to help feed the world responsibly. A world of 7 billion people, growing to 9 billion by 2050. Agrium helps farmers meet this increasing demand by supplying the nutrients and products needed to grow healthy crops, which provides communities with food and income, leading to more investment in health, education, and infrastructure, while protecting the environment for future generations. Agrium, feeding the world responsibly.
MyLocalRadio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what mylocalradio.com has for you.
How'd I do?
You'll get better.
Tim can't wait to be a real driver. But for now, he's king of the online track thanks to Silver Star Communications high-speed internet. Reliable, consistent speeds give him the edge against players anywhere, even the other end of the couch.
Whoa.
You'll get better.
Visit silverstar.com to learn more.
Welcome back once again into the Deceivingly Tan pregame show on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com in a gorgeous day, other than a little bit of cold weather here in Soda Springs, Idaho, for game number 2 in the home schedule for the Soda Springs Cardinals hardballers on the 16th of April. We have a chance to sit down and talk with a standout student every single pregame show, and this week's standout student is Kaylee Veely, another one of the seniors over at Soda Springs High School. We talked with Kaylee about what her future plans might hold and where she is looking to go after high school as things continue to move towards that for most of these kids. We'll take a look at what she has to say now on the Deceivingly Tan pregame show here on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Kayla Bergraff joined here with our standout student, Kaylee Veely, who is a senior at Soda Springs High School. And Kaylee, when you think about how your senior year's been going, what have been your thoughts? Has it lived up to expectations? Has it been a good year for you?
It's been a really fun year. I know it's been really stressful for me, but I'm really excited with the way that my senior year's turned out, and I couldn't have asked for a better senior year.
Thinking about a senior year, always the first thing that pops up is just what are some of the things that you were able to do to keep yourself busy? Classes are one of those, obviously. What are some of your favorite classes to take here at Soda Springs?
I think my favorite class that I've taken here is government. I just really enjoy government class and learning about all of our government systems. So I think that's probably been my favorite class taking that.
When you think about government, it also ties a little bit into history. Has that been also a subject that you've enjoyed a little bit as well?
Yeah, I liked history as well. I thought that was a really fun class to take too. I like learning about the history of America and stuff. It's fun.
You also did some TA stuff. Is teaching assistant, is that something also that you enjoy, being able to kind of get out of class, take a step away and help out some of the faculty here at the school?
Yeah, I like doing TA because I like doing like business related things. I like doing tasks like that. I like keeping busy, like organizing things and doing paperwork. That stuff interests me. So I have a lot of fun doing that.
I know that's something that's possibly on the future for you as far as college is concerned. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. But first of all, teachers here at the school always make a big difference. Who are some of your favorite teachers at Soda Springs?
Well, I wouldn't say she's a teacher, but Ann Polson, she's definitely made a huge impact on my life, and I really enjoy her. She's always been so kind and friendly. She gives me the best advice, and I just really enjoy her. She's the best teacher, I guess, here, I would say.
Looking at college now, when you go up there, teachers make a big difference in the college education system. What do you look for in a teacher? If you walk into a room and need the best experience, what's the teacher going to do for you?
I want a teacher that can be understanding. When I ask them for a question, they can give me a good reason, like a good answer to that question, and they won't like get mad at me for asking questions, be really understanding with me, take time to get to know me as a student, and help me progress.
You also did some other extracurricular stuff here at the school. Cheerleading was one of the big things that you did. What was your senior year like for that, and what was it like being able to go to state and not just go, but be able to actually place in some of the competitions?
Cheerleading has been amazing this year. It's been the best year by far. I've had so much fun. I've made a lot of fun memories, and it's been really great going to state. We did really good this year, so that was really rewarding, getting to see all our hard work pay off, so I'm really proud of the season.
Up next for you is Utah State. What made you decide to just choose Utah State as your college that you want to go to, and what are you going to be doing there?
I think the biggest deciding factor for me was that my sister's there, so that'll be really good help for me. And I'm really looking forward to, I think my plans for the future either are going into business or medical. I really want to either do radiology or something around the lines of like human resource management. I think that sounds really fun. So that's what my future's looking like so far.
And also can tie into the same field if you really wanted to be flexible with how you put things together there. We'll wrap it up with one more thing, Kaylee, and that's when you think back on Soda Springs High School, is think back to your time here. If someone comes up to you and talks to you about your school and wants to know more about it, what would you tell them?
I think our school is really fun. A lot of the outside of school activities, I think those are really fun. They get people involved, and I think that's been the best part. It makes people, brings people together and doesn't make anyone feel left out, so I think that's really awesome.
Kaylee, thank you so much for the time. Good luck to you as you continue on your future plans and goals, and hopefully we'll hear good things about you in the future.
Thank you.
Back out here once again on the Deceivingly Tan pregame show. Again, thank you to our standout student interview, Kaylee Veely, for joining us on the program as she is, again, looking forward to her future. We wish her the best of luck in her future. We have about 20 minutes to go till the first pitch of today's ball game between the Marsh Valley Eagles and the Soda Springs Cardinals, as the Marsh Valley Eagles still on the field continuing at their pregame warm-ups. We'll take a break. When we come back, Braxton Kellen, who was one of the heroes of yesterday's game and the comeback for the Cardinals that was able to almost keep the game from being a 10-run loss for the Cardinals. We talk with him on the other side of this break on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
There's an organization in southeast Idaho whose wildlife conservation efforts have been commended by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Idaho Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and the North American Moose Foundation. Who is this organization? It's Monsanto. While Monsanto is honored by the recognition they receive, their ongoing dedication to the environment is its own reward for all of us. Monsanto. Imagine.
Hi, this is John Ondrasik of Five for Fighting, here for RAD, the entertainment industry's voice for road safety. You know, style is a personal thing, and your lifestyle is your business. But if you take it on the road, it becomes everybody's business. So please, plan ahead, designate before you celebrate. Friends, don't let friends drive drunk.
A public service announcement brought to you by RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
Welcome back into the Deceivingly Tan pregame show on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. And a reminder, a week from tonight, that is prom for the Soda Springs high schoolers. And if you are looking for a spray tan leading up to prom, if you're one of these students that is trying to get yourself ready for the summer season and has not necessarily enjoyed the lack of nice spring weather, then go ahead and give a contact to Billy at Deceivingly Tan and grab yourself a $15 spray tan. Give her a call at 208-547-0514. That is for high school students only from the area. So again, if you're looking for something for prom, then go ahead and get in touch with Billy at Deceivingly Tan. They are the sponsors of our pregame show, and right now in this show, it's time for us to jump into our interview with one of our two baseball men who we talked with. The second one is going to be Jake Evans, the assistant coach, talking about his view as the coach of the Cardinals, or one of the coaches of the Cardinals. But as for now, Braxton Kellen will be sitting down and talking with us about what he thought happened yesterday against the Shelley Russets in a 10-20 loss for the Cardinal boys.
Caleb Bergraff joined here with Braxton Kellen from the Soda Springs baseball team. And Braxton, you're the first baseman for the team this year. What have been your thoughts on the way the season's been going so far to this point in time?
I thought we've been doing pretty decent. I mean, we've had bad games and we've had games where we've done decent.
When you think about the games, we'll look at yesterday's game. That was one of those very up and down games for you guys. Ended up scoring 10 runs against a very tough Shelley team. Most of those runs were earned as well. Before we talk about the defense for you guys, what were your thoughts on the way that the offense was able to show up yesterday?
I thought for how bad that we started out doing, I thought we came back pretty well after we started getting hits, and it just started kind of improving from there.
For yourself, you ended up with 3 hits. You drove in 3 runs and scored a pair of runs as well. Where do you think your game is at as far as getting to where you want to be this season on the offensive side?
I think I'm starting to get more of like a groove going compared to the beginning of the year. Like my batting's getting better, and I'm just starting to attack the pitchers better than I did at the start.
When you look at the defensive end for this team too, it's been a little bit of a struggle, a lot like the offense has been for improving on the year. But you have seen the improvements out there. As the first baseman who is on the receiving end a lot of these throws, how much has the team improved as far as being able to get the ball to you?
I think they're getting better at the throws. I mean, sometimes that they're wild, but then they start making them throws better.
Is there anything that you've done in particular to try and help them along with that, as far as just giving them extra reps to get the ball to you at first base, or being a voice of confidence for them?
When they just say that it's their bat, it's okay, just keep throwing the ball to me, and I'll try the best I can to catch it.
A couple more questions for you, Braxton. Today you guys are taking on Marsh Valley, and they beat you 14-2 the first time. A really bad weather day, though, for you guys, and for them, and for that matter, as far as what was coming down. Cold, windy, rainy as well. Today, much better conditions. It is going to be a little bit cold. What are your expectations today against Marsh? What are you looking for?
I'm just looking for us to go out there and hit it in the field and not make as much as mistakes as we could the first time.
And wrapping it up, district play is coming up. Where do you think this team is going into district play? Do you feel like you guys will have that chance to compete against the other teams in the district?
Yeah, I feel we have a great chance of beating them, as long as we just keep our heads in the game and don't make many mistakes and just hit the ball.
Braxton, thank you so much for the time. Good luck as you guys get ready for Marsh today, and hopefully we'll see another win for the Cardinals.
Yeah, thank you.
That was Braxton Kellen again joining us on the pregame show, talking about the day he had yesterday, and it was a good one. As against the Shelley Russets, Braxton ended up going 3 for 4, had 2 singles and a double, drove in 3 runs, and scored twice himself. So a fantastic game for him against the Russets. Another player who's been having some fantastic games has been Zach Housley, as he has also been coming around. And the Cardinals offense, really the part which is starting to play the best, and you heard from Braxton Kellen there. All that they're waiting on is the defense to really start making those adjustments, and this team could be very competitive as the season continues on. We'll take another break here on the pregame show, here brought to you by Deceivingly Tan. When we come back, Jake Evans, one of the assistant coaches for the Cardinals, will be joining us on KBR V800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
How'd I do?
You'll get better.
Tim can't wait to be a real driver. But for now, he's king of the online track thanks to Silver Star Communications high-speed internet. Reliable, consistent speeds give him the edge against players anywhere, even the other end of the couch.
Whoa. You'll get better.
Visit silverstar.com to learn more.
April showers bring May flowers. Join nature in renewing the beauty around us by sprucing up your home this month. Contact Terry at Sanders Furniture and Appliance and get a free estimate on adding new floor covering throughout your home. They also have floor covers, vacuum cleaners, carpet cleaners, free belts and bags, and offer free carpet shampoo. See the store for details. And while you're in there, be sure to check out the fabulous inventory and rebates on Maytag, Whirlpool, GE, Crosley, Amana, KitchenAid, and Speed Queen appliances. That's Sanders Furniture and Appliance in Soda Springs, located across from the Caribou County Courthouse.
Welcome back into the Deceivingly Tan pregame show on KBR V800 The Bear and online, of course, at mylocalradio.com as the Cardinals getting set to challenge the Marsh Valley Eagles. We have one more interview to get to as the two teams get set to take to the field. Jake Evans is joining us now on KBR V800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Caleb Burgraff joined here with the assistant coach of the Soda Springs Cardinals, Jake Evans. And Coach, when you think about yesterday, not necessarily the best of games for you guys, but when you think about the program Shelley always offers, being able to put up a fight and showing progress over the last 3 years that you've played them had to be something nice to see.
Yeah, it was good. We did hit well yesterday. We put up 10 runs, which was nice to see. Sometimes this year we've been kind of slow at the plate. So it was nice to see that. Now we just got to put together a good defensive effort with that offensive effort.
When you talk about getting those hits, that was one thing that really impressed me in that game was the fact a lot of those runs that came across the plate, most of them were earned. There weren't a lot of errors that were made by Shelley. And it was a lot of singles, a lot of punch hits that you guys were able to get. Is that just part of the growth stage for this team as they continue to move forward?
I think so, yeah. We've seen improvement every time I think we've stepped out on the field, whether it be improvement on the defensive end or or at the plate. And yesterday I think we finally saw a lot of kids finally take that step and really start hitting the ball.
Other things to look for from that game. Peyton Lish ended up going the entire game. What did you guys look for him to learn by going all 5 innings in a game where it wasn't easy at all?
We did think about maybe pulling him there towards the end of that last inning, but we thought about it and just decided that maybe for him, learning to go the distance and work through some adversity, which he definitely faced through that game, would definitely be helpful, and I think he'll learn from that.
Do you have pitchers that you're trying to get to learn from Peyton as far as just not walking people? Because that's the one thing about Peyton that really impresses me when he gets up there. Despite being a knuckleballer, which is really tough to control, he only had 2 walks in yesterday's game, and you go back in his last 3 or 4 games, he really hasn't had that much trouble with location. Is he an example that you're trying to use for some of the other kids as far as just throwing strikes in games?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's definitely something. And he did. He threw well, like you said, only a couple walks, and we just have to put together the defensive effort behind him. I think that's where we lacked yesterday. And if he can continue to pitch like that and we can limit the errors and be better on the defensive end, we'll have a pretty good team, I think.
Today you guys get Marsh Valley, and we'll wrap it up with this question, Coach. When you go against 2 tough 3A schools, both of which have solid programs in place and both of which will be competing at the state level, what do you look for in a game like this where you're trying to keep them up and keep their attitudes positive?
We're looking for improvement. Every day we want to improve. So today we hope to keep the bats going but have a little bit better defensive effort. So it's just improvement on the defensive end, I think, is what we'll be looking for today.
Coach, thanks so much for the time. Good luck to you guys as you continue to get ready.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That was Coach Jake Evans from the Soda Springs baseball team. We're going to take one more break. Cardinals just taking the field to get their warm-ups in. And when we come back, starting lineups and your keys to the game brought to you by Soda Smiles on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
Agrium's mission.
Deceivingly Tan at 186 South Main Street in Soda Springs, Idaho is currently having 2 spray tan specials for high school students. Our prom special is only $15, and for you distinguished young women contestants, it's only $10 to get your instant tan before the competition. You'll look great with a spray tan that will leave you looking healthy and radiant. Call today for your appointment at 208-547-0514. That's Deceivingly Tan in Soda Springs at 208-547-0514.
Back here again at the field just off the high school in Soda Springs as the Cardinals on the field getting warmed up. And with that, it's time for us to take a quick look at what our keys to today's game are, being brought to you by Soda Smiles. A smile is a curve that sets everything straight. Dr. Matt Coons and his staff at Soda Smiles Dentistry invite you to their offices in Soda Springs. And the key to today's game is going to be for the Cardinals keeping your confidence up and building on that 5th inning that you were able to roll out against the Shelley Russets, where you scored 7 runs, and most of those runs came across as earned as well. And that is going to be a big key for the Cardinals here against a team that handled them fairly easily the first time that they took each other on in this Marsh Valley Eagles. That's your key to today's game. Just stay consistent, stay in the game, keep your heads in the game for the Soda Springs Cardinals, as we welcome in now the leadoff batter for the Marsh Valley Eagles as we take a look at their lineup on KBRV 800 The Bear. They're being led off by number 13 left fielder Ben Anderson. Second base behind him will be Dax Gibson. The designated hitter is going to be batting third. Adam Millerman will be taking that role, batting for the first baseman Cooper Sorensen. We'll get to more as Anderson steps into the right-handed batter's box to face off against Kyle Dursteller on the mound for the Cardinals. And the first pitch is at the letters for a strike. Nothing, just underway here on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Thank you for joining us on a beautifully sunny day in Soda Springs. As this ball down in the dirt, taken for ball 1, and the count evens to 1-1. To the leadoff man for the Eagles. The rest of their lineup looks like this. Catcher Dylan Kelly will be batting in the 4-hole. Center fielder Isaac Bowman is batting 5th. Austin Wilding will be playing at third base. His brother Jeff Wilding, as a pitch fouled off and spoiled over the fence, will move the count to 1-2. Austin Wilding's brother, Jeff Wilding, batting right behind him in the 7-hole and doing the pitching today. Caden May is going to be playing right field, and the shortstop, Cody Goodworth, will be batting 9th in the lineup for the Eagles, as Dursteller will wind, fire, and then fall fouled off right back towards us, and the count stays at 1 and 2. Dursteller, who has had a very, very up and down beginning of the season as a sophomore, has a lot of talent and potential, throws from a very upright arm slot, comes really far over the top as this pitch just off the plate moves it to 2 and 2 against the leadoff man for the Eagles. Has a pair of wins so far on the season. Pitched a amazing game against Chalice Mackey, where he did not give up a run, as the ball now thrown out in front of Dursteller, slips down on the turf and falls down. That'll go as a base hit for Ben Anderson, and the leadoff man for the Eagles is able to reach base on a 6-pitch at bat. First hit of the ball game, and that will bring up Dax Gibson for the Marsh Valley Eagles. Another right-handed batter wearing the number 6, and with him coming up, it's a time for us to take a look at the defense that's going to be helping out Kyle Dursteller in today's ball game, as Dursteller is going to be caught today by Devin Adams behind home plate. It's a quick snap throw over to first base. We'll have Anderson diving back to the bag. In the infield around, it's going to be Braxton Kellen at first base. At second base, Jaron Johnson. Shortstop's being played by Zach Housley. And third, there is a new name there, as Peyton Lish has been moved over to play third base for today's game with Kyle Dursteller on the mound, and Tanner Myers gone, as Dursteller again throws over to first, just scooped up by Braxton Kellen. A little bit low, but able to stick with it, keep the ball in front of him, and still no pitches to the plate for Dax Gibson, as Dursteller very focused on that runner on first base, keeping him from getting that easy break. Kyle comes to the plate. This one, a bunt shown. Runner goes, throw to second base in time, but skips away from the glove of Zach Housley, and it's a stolen base on a pitch that was upstairs that was taken for ball 1. So a 1-0 count, nobody out. Runner on second for the Marsh Valley Eagles, with Ben Anderson stealing his first bag of the game. The outfield for the Cardinals continuing back to their defensive setup. Case Griffiths getting the start today in center field over the normal body out there, Chris Lloyd. He was late getting to the field today, so did not make it into the lineup. And the left fielder is Kobe Allen, the right fielder Taylor Adams, as they continue to play their corner in positions, as this pitch upstairs and in. Count goes to 2-0 now to Gibson at the plate. Nobody out, top of the first inning. Eagles looking to try and get some runs up onto the board and give themselves an advantage, as the wind continues to pick up a little bit here, blowing from left to right, as this pitch also just inside, and the count goes to 3-0 to Gibson at the plate. Danger of walking people to first and second, as the runner gets a running lead. This pitch inside as well. Dursteller trying to break that one over the plate, but could not quite get it to catch the inside corner to the right-handed batter. And with that, runners on first and second with nobody out, as Adam Millerman, the designated hitter for the Marsh Valley Eagles, will step into the plate. Marsh Valley on the season having a good season, only 2 losses on the year. I believe 8-2 is the record I was told by the head coach and Coach Howell. As Millerman steps back in, right-handed batter, offset stance. Looks out to Dursteller. Last start for Dursteller was against Firth here on this home field on Tuesday, as a pitch bunted out in front of home plate. This one sits down in the grass. Adams picks it up. Strong throw to first base is going to cut the runner there, and the sacrifice bunt will be a successful putout. Both runners do move up, but with 1 out, the Cardinals have a chance to try and maybe get a punch out and another out, with Dylan Kelly coming up to the plate. Kelly doing the catching for the Marsh Valley Eagles, who are, for the most part, wearing their pinstripe red pants with the red socks up to the knees. As the first pitch to this batter, and Kelly is flared up into shallow right field. Taylor Adams comes on and cannot make the play, as that drops down in front of him. Tough play having to come in, and dropping down for the second base hit of the game and an RBI single is Dylan Kelly's flare. And it continues to keep players on the base paths, and Marsh Valley will officially jump out on front. 1-0 they lead the Cardinals now on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard here in the first inning. Not a bad pitch coming from Dursteller there, but the wind knocked it down just a little bit in front of Taylor Adams, who could not quite make the run in time. Adams still trying to feel out that right field position a bit. As a bunt laid down once again, runner's going to hold over at third, comes now late. Throw to the plate is going to be too late for Dursteller to make the tag. They do get the run. It's a delayed sacrifice, and it does result in another RBI for the Eagles. As coming home to score this time is Dax Gibson. Moving up to second is Dylan Kelly, and the small ball working well for Marsh Valley in the early going. 2-0, they lead the Cardinals on your Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard, as now Austin Wilding will step into the plate. He'll swing and foul a ball off. The count goes to 0-1. Good news, if anything, for Kyle Dursteller out of all this is it's been on very relatively few pitches after the first two batters. He threw 10 to the first two, and he's thrown 4 pitches to the next 4. So with Wilding at the plate, Austin's going to try and continue that as the runner is going to take off for third. Adams could not hold on to the ball. Ball squirts through. That's going to go into the outfield. Coming home to score on the throwing error is Dylan Kelly, and Marsh Valley will stake themselves to a 3-0 lead now. Adams got to the ball quickly, but the throw was downstairs and in the dirt to Peyton Lish, who, as a new third baseman and new fielder, not necessarily used to picking up the ball off of the dirt on the bounce when he's not behind home plate as a catcher, and struggled a bit trying to keep that one in. Also sliding in front of it was Dylan Kelly, as this pitch on the inside corner will move the count to 1-2 to Austin Wilding as Kyle continues to try and work out of this. 2 outs here, top of the first inning. And a 3-0 lead for the Eagles as they struck first. Dursteller fires. This one swung on. It's going to get past Adams, gets to the backstop, throws to first. The throw takes Kellen off of the bag. Diving to keep it from going into the outfield is Jaron Johnson. It'll be a strikeout, and then advancing to first on the pass ball is Austin Wilding on the 4-pitch at-bat. And that'll bring up his brother Jeff Wilding, who's getting the start pitching today. The sophomore has 2 starts previous to this. And according to the coaching staff, has had a very good performance so far. As a quick throw over to first, we'll have the elder Wilding, Austin, diving back to the bag, gets back in time. And that will give Jeff Wilding another chance for his second pitch. Ahead in the count, 1-0. Another throw over to first base will drive Austin back to the bag as he slides in safely. First inning, a little bit long here for Kyle Dursteller as he continues to work at holding the runners, improving on little pieces of his game, and that's something that is always something beneficial to work on, because at least you're learning how to hold runners. That is always a skill that not necessarily a lot of people have, and judging by the dirty uniforms of the Marsh Valley Eagles already, Dursteller has been working on that quite a bit in this game. Another throw over to first. That's 4 straight. Very nervous about that runner taking off, trying to get him as he looks to possibly take off on first movement. Gives Devin Adams a better chance behind the plate if you can keep him from taking off on first movement. As the pitch comes to the plate, runner goes. Adams up with the ball. Throw down to second. Too high. And Zach Housley cannot apply the tag. And the count will go to 2-0 to Jeff Wilding at the plate. The runner at second base now in scoring position. Wilding trying to bring his brother home. 3-0 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard as that pitch drops away, and the count goes now to 3-0 to Wilding, the 7th man to bat in the inning. Kyle Dursteller trying to settle himself down, get out of this inning. Needs to get over fastball here. Comes with it, and that one on the inside corner for a strike, and Dursteller will see if that gives him a chance to fight his way back into this at-bat. Again, a lot of pitches being thrown right now for the Cardinals sophomore starter here in this first inning. Already trailing 3-0. This pitch laced to short, popped off with a glove of Zach Housley, gets into center field. Runner's going to try and come home, and he will as Case Griffith stumbled in the outfield, and it goes as an RBI single for Jeff Wilding, the 3rd hit of the inning, and the 4th run to come across. With Caden May Another right-hander coming up on deck. Hard hit line drive that just flared off of the glove of Zach Housley at short. With a runner on first base, we'll see what Dursteller decides to do on the mound as he continues to check the runner. Runner takes off and goes on the first pitch. Adams can't hold the ball as it slips out of his glove, and it'll be another stolen base, this time for Jeff Wilding, as that will now be the third stolen base of the inning for the Marsh Valley Eagles. Excuse me, the fourth, as Dylan Kelly also stole third. As Dursteller steps off the mound, looks back to second, chases Jeff Wilding back to the bag. Now gets set to come home. A 1-0 count on Caden May. This pitch is going to be on the inside corner. Delayed call by the umpire, but it goes to 1-1 now. 2 outs here in the first inning. Top of the first, Eagles at the bat, trying to continue this inning and put up a big spot. As this pitch grounded right back to Dursteller with the comebacker, flips it onto first, and that will do it. Do-it-yourself play at the end to get out of it for Kyle Dursteller. Marsh strikes for 4, though. We take a break, come back with more on the bottom of the first on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
Welcome back out into the frigid tundra of Soda Springs, Idaho, you could call it, as the thawing grass making for a little bit of an interesting situation in the field. A lot of diamond dust has been placed out onto the field for the Cardinals to try and clean it up, as there were still water puddles on the field coming here this morning, and there's still some very hard ground out there on the field as well. Cardinals coming up to the plate, down 4-0 after the top of the first inning, and for the Marsh Valley Eagles, 3 hits in that top of the first, 1 error on the Cardinals, 1 walk given up as well by the Cardinals, and in the end they left 1 on base for the Marsh Valley Eagles as well. Leading 4-0, it'll be up to the offense for the Cardinals to move forward. Zach Housley leads things off. Devin Adams, who we were talking beforehand yesterday over at Shelley, he was hopping around at second base in the JV game, pouncing around, enjoying life, and cued the new nickname Hopscotch. So Devin Adams now being called Hopscotch. Talked with him before about it. He's excited about it, as he will be the number 2 batter behind Zach Housley. Braxton Kellen bats third at first. Kyle Dursteller is going to be pitching. Jaron Johnson will be at second base, batting in the 5-hole. Kobe Allen, the left fielder, is in the number 6 spot, with Taylor Adams following him in right field. Peyton Lish will be batting 8th and playing third base, and it wraps up with Case Griffiths getting his first varsity start of the season and playing in center field. Leading things off, Zach Housley steps in. They're going against Jeff Wilding, who has an RBI single to help his own cause a little bit in that first inning. A hard shot that went off of the glove of Housley, and this time it's going to be Zach Housley looking to try and return the favor as the junior shortstop for the Cardinals steps in. Housley has been on the rise offensively. He was another player who was a temptation to give our player of the game to yesterday, as he ended up going 3 for 3, hit by a pitch at an RBI and a run, and the first pitch here taken for a ball to the junior shortstop. Zach Housley himself has been on a tear in his last 3 games, with 6 RBIs in those 3 games. As this pitch taken away for a ball as well. Count goes to 2-0 now. And Housley will take another one low, so count goes to 3-0. Housley in front can take a pitch here, trying to get something on the base paths for the Cardinals just to get things going. And a good person to have doing it is he'll await the pitch from Jeff Wilding. That one upstairs, and on that called a strike as Housley started jogging down to first, and a late call from the home plate umpire calls that one a strike at the letters. So 3-1 now the count, and Housley will have to at least dig in for one more. See what he does with this one. As Wilding winds, fires that pitch on the outside corner. And again, Housley flinching, thinking he was going to have a walk, and so he'll have to stand in there for a full count. 3-2 with the Eagles looking to try and shut down the Cardinals' offense here in the bottom of the first inning. Leadoff batter at the plate. Housley looks out, Wilding into the windup, fires, and the pitch fouled off down the right side and into the field. And the count will stay at 3-2 for another pitch. Devin Adams waiting on deck. And this one off the outside corner will put Zach Housley on the base paths as Devin Adams, hopscotch coming up to the plate. We'll look for his first at bat as the right-handed batter. We'll step in with a runner on first. See if the Cardinals put Housley into motion down there at first base, as he does have the speed to possibly steal a base. Jeff Wilding will watch, and he will not take off as Adams cuts and misses at a pitch on the outside corner. Slightly closed stance for Adams at the plate. Stands upright, bat waving softly above his head as he shows bunt. He'll foul it off, and going on to second and having to jog back to first now is Zach Housley as he was taking off on the run. And the count goes to 0-2 on Adams now, so he's going to have to battle to keep himself alive here. Cardinals trailing 4-0 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard in the bottom of the first inning, as the Cardinals looking to remain above 500. Loss here will drop them to 7-7 on the season, with district play approaching. Games against Malad and Bear Lake, as well as they have some games against Snake River still on the schedule. As a throw over to first base is going to pull the fielder off of the bag for a moment, as Cooper Sorensen had to snare the ball. Gets it though, keeps Housley at the first base bag, and Wilding will again set. 0-2 count, firing and fouling a ball off is going to be Adams, as that one goes over the scoreboard and bounces down the hill down the right field line, and the count will stay at 0-2. Braxton Kellen on deck was our interview subject in the pregame show, joining us on the Deceivingly Tan pregame show. As Wilding will look in once again, working from the middle of the rubber on the mound, and time is going to be taken by the catcher behind the plate. And jogging out Dylan Kelly to have a word with his pitcher, Jeff Wilding, trying to work with the sophomore. Two sophomores dueling at it today between Jeff Wilding and Kyle Dursteller, as both of them look to try and continue to build on the success they've had on the season. Talking with the Marsh Valley coaching staff, Jeff Wilding, a very good prospect for them moving forward, as he'll fire this one upstairs and away, pitch out. Back to first base goes Zach Housley as the throw was down that way. Count to 1-2. Smart decision there on the pitch out, but Housley not going with 2 strikes and no balls. We'll see what he decides to do here, as after that pitch out, you highly doubt that they're going to pitch out twice in a row. Although being ahead in the count, they might. This pitch away, swung on and missed by Devin Adams, and down goes the Cardinals catcher after a 5-pitch at bat. First strikeout of the game for Wilding, and that will bring up Braxton Kellen. And Braxton, yesterday, 3 for 4, drove in 3, scored a pair of runs as well, and the first pitch to him is taken on the outside corner for a strike. He flinched at it but didn't swing, but the umpire made the decision for him, and the count goes to 0-1 with 1 out here in the bottom of the first. 4-0 the score, and Kellen again looking out. White pants, black uniform top, white number as he takes a pitch on the outside, and count goes to 1-1 off the outside, I should say. Housley still stands at first base. Cardinals have put him into motion once, but that had to have him retreating back to first base after a bunt was missed by Devin Adams. Kellen again looks out. This time they will send Housley. Pitch a strike down the middle. Throw down to second is high and on the bag, just keeping the bag as Housley as he gets the stolen base. Count goes to 1-2. But Zach moves himself into scoring position And now a single from Braxton Kellen to one of the gaps could end up bringing home a run. And it also eliminates the easy chance of a double play. You could still see a double up happen, but it's not going to be as easy. Eagles playing around with Housley behind on second as this pitch to the plate, downstairs and away. And the count goes to 2-2 now. 1 out in this first inning. It's been a long first inning so far for both teams. A lot of pitches for both pitchers. Kyle Dursteller ended up throwing 25 pitches in the top of the first and faced 8 batters. Here the Cardinals have already forced Jeff Wilding to throw 16 pitches, and he's only 3 batters in. Good patience being shown by the Cardinals as back goes Housley as a quick pickoff back to second. We'll see him back to the bag, and now coming out and having a word with his pitcher is Dax Gibson to talk things over. Jogs back out to the second base position, stands on the grass as each of the bases sitting in an island of dirt surrounded by a sea of grass. As the Cardinals with a more untraditional field is a swing and a miss by Braxton Kellen. He goes down for the second strikeout of the inning, second of the game for Jeff Wilding on the mound, and that will bring up Kyle Dursteller to the plate. No count, 2 outs, runner on second base for the Cardinals, trying to climb slightly back into this game, trailing 4-0 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Kyle waits, bounces one, that's going to get off of the glove of the pitcher. Dursteller hustling down to first is going to be safe. Sliding back into third as he rounded the bag big is Zach Housley, and it's an infield single for Kyle Dursteller. Didn't do a lot, but did enough to find a hole, and that'll bring up Jaron Johnson, second baseman for the Cardinals today, with a runner 90 feet away. And a lot you can do to try and bring home that run. A pass ball could score a run. A little flare, a blooper. Any type of hit should bring home Housley from third base with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. 4-0 the score, but the Cardinals trying to change that board and put a number up on the left side underneath the home name. Dylan Kelly into the crouch behind home plate, walked around for a couple of minutes. Infield playing at regular depth. A little bit of a hole over to the right side with the first baseman holding on Kyle Dursteller. And the first pitch to Jaron Johnson, taken for a strike off the outside corner. 1 hit in this inning for the Cardinals, 1 walk as well. 2 strikeouts. So they have not been consistently getting the ball into play. And another pitch fouled off by Johnson, chased after a high one at the shoulders and ends up fouling it off, and the count goes to 0-2. It has been a long inning now, 20 pitches, despite only facing 5 batters for Jeff Wilding. And with an 0-2 count, has a chance to try and get Jaron Johnson fishing at something. We'll see how he focuses here. And he will bounce one on another over to Jeff Wilding, waits for the ball to roll to him, flips onto first base from the mound, and it is an out recorded. 1-3 the put out. The Cardinals strand a pair on the base paths but cannot strike as the score goes to the second inning. 4-0, Marsh Valley on top. 9-1-2 coming up for the Eagles on KBR V800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
April showers bring May flowers. Join nature in renewing the beauty around us by sprucing up your home this month. Contact Terry at Sanders Furniture and Appliance and get a free estimate on adding new floor covering throughout your home. They also have floor covers, vacuum cleaners, carpet cleaners, free belts and bags, and offer free carpet shampoo. See the store for details. And while you're in there, be sure to check out the fabulous inventory and rebates on Maytag, Whirlpool, GE, Crosley, Amana, KitchenAid, and Speed Queen appliances. That's Sanders Furniture and Appliance in Soda Springs, located across from the Caribou County Courthouse.
Whoa.
The moment my son saw a redwood tree
It's huge!
is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing.
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Top of inning number 2 coming up on KBR V800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. Being brought to you by Gary Tusher, CPA in Montpelier. For all of your accounting needs, be sure to give Gary Tusher a call. Kyle Dursteller back onto the mound for another inning of work, down 4-0 to the Marsh Valley Eagles after being on the mound for 25 pitches in his first at-bat, or first time out on the mound, I should say. As Adams makes a throw down to second base, and striding to the plate, Cody Goodworth, the shortstop for the Marsh Valley Eagles, trying to flip the lineup over for Ben Anderson and Dax Gibson and give them an opportunity with runners on base. And he strides into the plate. Cody Goodworth, right-handed batter, open stance, looks out to Kyle Dursteller on the mound, who rocks, fires, and this pitch bounced back to Dursteller, off of the glove, recovers, throws to first, and he's in time by a step. Less than a step at that. A 1-3 putout on the first pitch he throws, and Kyle Dursteller gets a picture-perfect start to the top of the second inning, down 4-0. The Cardinals needing a quick inning here to get themselves back into the dugout and give the offense a chance to climb back into this game. That'll bring up Ben Anderson, who singled his first time up and takes a first pitch strike on the inside to the right-handed batter. Righty-righty matchup. Infield for the Cardinals, back along the edge of where the outfield begins, the infield starts. Can't say the edge of the grass as the ball fouled off down the third base side, bouncing past the bag. Can't really say that there is an outfield lip, as it is all grass out there except for the edges of the base paths. Again, much like if you look up into the majors where Toronto is, the way that they have their infield, or had their infield, because they shifted it around a little bit this year to make it a full dirt infield, or the way that you look at it down in Tampa, where the Tampa Bay Rays, those type of infields, same one that you have here. Same thing that they have at Marsh Valley as well, as they have those patches of brown dirt. Ball bounced up to the plate, goes off the wiring, and the count goes to 1-2 now to Ben Anderson. For high schools, personally, I look at that as a much better way to do the infields. Easier maintenance, especially if you're up in a northern climate. It's much easier to maintain. As this pitch bounced out in front of home plate, Dursteller's going to wait for this to roll to him as well. Picks it up, fires to first, and safe! Beating it out. Ben Anderson using his speed for another infield single. As he reaches the base paths, Dursteller bobbled it a little bit when it came to him, as he thought it was going to roll up into his glove, couldn't pick it up cleanly, and that resulted in the runner reaching first base, and that'll give Dax Gibson another chance at the plate. He walked on 4 pitches his first time up, and came around to score later in the inning, as did Ben Anderson. Anderson went in motion first time he was on base, has a stolen base already. As this ball goes over towards Braxton Kellen, gets away from him, and moving up to second base on the throwing error is Anderson. Has been able to take an extra 90 feet after Kyle Dursteller threw that one past Braxton Kellen. Right idea, and I think honestly, the throw was on target. They might have been able to get Anderson. He was a little bit late diving back to the bag. The throw off target made it so that the call was null and void, as this pitch off the plate to Dax Gibson misses for ball 1, and he has seen 5 pitches, and all of them have missed the zone. 4-0 in the top of the second inning, being brought to you by Gary Tusher, CPA, as this ball nubbed foul. Count will even up at 1-1. Gibson playing second base, yet to have any action out in the field. Setting again at the chest before coming to the plate is Dursteller. Popped up, foul towards the fence, and leaning to the fence and running into it is Braxton Kellen. Gave it a look, but just about an extra foot beyond the fence is where that one dropped down, and the count goes to 1-2. And Gibson will again move back into the batter's box facing a 1-2 count with one out. Runner on second base in the top of the second inning. The Eagles trying to strike for the second straight inning. Scored 4 in the first, and here a pitch off the inside corner. A couple inches off the plate evens the count at 2-2. Gibson tapping and trying to sturdy up the surface in the batter's box. A little bit muddy. Again, with the frost and the snow melting down as another ball fouled off. This gets to the Cardinals' dugout before kicking off the metal screening. The count stays at 2-2. Dursteller throwing a lot of pitches in this inning, and that's a concern. The Cardinals not necessarily filled up with pitchers, although they did find out Jaron Johnson can throw a little bit. He went out against the Shelley Russich JV team and was snapping off some curveballs that were filthy yesterday in the JV game. So he's always an option to start bringing in. So Zach Housley, as this ball rolled foul down the third baseline, got into that JV game to pitch a little bit. And you found out he is the pop-up king. Came in with the bases loaded, gave up a pair of runs, but also was able to pop out 3 straight batters with runners on second and third. 2-2 count here, one out. Top of the second inning. Gibson at the plate as Dax looking to try and bring home his teammate Ben Anderson from first. And a move back to second by Kyle Dursteller will force Anderson back to the bag. Came close to balking on that one, but did not. As he'll set once again, kicks, fires, and this ball laced past the glove of Peyton Lish. That's going to get into the corner. Coming around to score is going to be Anderson. Dax Gibson stops as Kobe Allen got to the ball quickly with an RBI single on a laced shot down the line. And he brings home his teammate as the Eagles jump out now to a 5-0 lead here in the top of the second. And it brings up Adam Millerman, who sacrificed in his first at-bat to move both Gibson and Anderson into scoring position. Both of them would come around to score as the sacrifice turned out to be successful. Here with one out, we'll see what they decide to do with their number 3 hitter. Not your typical body type that you see in the 3-hole. Skinny, spindly. As a quick snap throw over to first base, we'll have Gibson diving back to the bag. And with the fresh cleats, clean, black and white, contrasting well beneath the red of the socks. It'll be Millerman to look out as he swings and misses at a ball. That's going to get past Adams, up into the screen, and over the screen, in fact. And that will allow the runner to move up to third base. So a stolen base will be credited, and then the ball over the screen will move Gibson up to third. Well, the umpires are discussing things and making sure they make the call. And now Jeff Yuskoski out of the dugout is arguing that the runner was leaving first. He was not in motion until after the pitch went into the dirt. And I think Yuskoski has won his argument. And so they will move Dax Gibson back to second base. And that is kind of the thought that I had. You need to give them the extra base, obviously. But you only get to move up one base on a ball out of play. And since that ball bounced up out of play, since he was not at second base, they can only give him up to second, as far as my understanding of the rules. And it looks like that's what the umpires are agreeing with. Coach Howell for the Marsh Valley Eagles arguing his points as well. But Dax Gibson will stand at second with an 0-1 count, facing Adam Millerman at the plate with one out here in the second inning and a 5-0 lead on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Millerman swings and misses at another pitch off speed. Got him ahead of that one. Good chance maybe for Dursteller to break out his curveball. He has had a very good curveball so far this year. Struggles to control it sometimes as he looks back to the runner. Haven't seen the curveball much in today's game as the runner goes back to second. This pitch behind the back of Millerman. As he steps in front of it, and count goes to 1-2. Did not catch him. And he will stay alive at the plate. Dax Gibson bouncing around at second base. Cardinals infielders playing with him a bit as this ball bounces up to Devin Adams. Good block to keep it in front of him. The count goes to 2-2. Already one run across, full count. Excuse me, only it is a 2-2 count, I believe. And a swing and a miss will be strike three. Count will not matter as that one is cut down. And now Kyle Dursteller shaking his right arm, and Coach Jeff Uskoski automatically out of the dugout. Not going to take any time with this one, and they're going to switch pitchers. And it looks like Devin Adams may be the one who is going to move in. No, maybe Jaron Johnson will get his start. We'll see who the new pitcher is as the Cardinals shifting things around with 2 outs in the second inning. We'll take a break. Come back with more after this on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
It's so pretty here.
Katie's away at college,
There's the library.
but she can still be close to her mom back home. Travis is working on a big report. High-speed internet puts a world of information at his fingertips. Silver Star Communications provides connections that help students learn and keep families close, even when they're miles apart. Get your family in touch and informed with high-speed internet from Silver Star Communications. Call today or visit silverstar.com.
Agrium's mission is to help feed the world responsibly. A world of 7 billion people, growing to 9 billion by 2050. Agrium helps farmers meet this increasing demand by supplying the nutrients and products needed to grow healthy crops, which provides communities with food and income, leading to more investment in health, education, and infrastructure, while protecting the environment for future generations. Agrium, feeding the world responsibly.
It will be Devin Adams coming out onto the mound to pitch for the second time in a varsity game this season, as the normal backstop for the Cardinals will be replaced by Peyton Lish behind home plate, who has gone to put on the catcher's gear. Moving over to third base to replace Lish, I am assuming, is going to be Kyle Dursteller, and you'll see Jaron Johnson remaining at second base. That was the only other option I was going to see, is Johnson coming into pitch with Lish moving over to second to replace him and Dursteller moving to third. But it will be Devin Adams. Adams with a good off-speed pitch, some good heat behind his fastball as well. Pitched well against Nampa Christian, just did not have the fielding behind him in that game in order to have a successful outing. And he will come in with a runner on second base for the Marsh Valley Eagles. And 2 outs. Kyle Dursteller makes it through an inning and 2/3, 5 hits, given up, 2 strikeouts, and 1 walk. And for Adams, he will face Dylan Kelly to start things out. As the umpire in the field having a couple quick words with Adams on the plate, or on the mound. 5-0 Cardinals right now on the losing end of this game. Marsh Valley trying to add on a few more. Already have 1 run across in this inning, and stepping in is Dylan Kelly, as he will look to try and do some work against Adams. The first pitch from Devin, away from Lish behind the plate, who's up and quickly gets to the ball, but not before moving up to third base is Dax Gibson. The count goes to 1-0. Two outs, top of the second inning. Cold morning here at Soda Springs High School. Just about a half hour into today's ball game, as again Adams will bounce one, or rolling up to the plate, bounced over to short, up with it and throwing on to first, but off of the bag is Zach Housley. It'll be in throwing error on Housley. That'll allow the runner to come home. So 6 runs now for the Eagles. 5 of them have been earned runs. And that will bring up Isaac Bowman to the plate. No RBI on that play for Kelly. Well, the run does come home to score. Adams' quick throw over to first will drive Kelly back to the bag. 6-0 your score. The Cardinals trying to get out of this inning. 2 outs, so they should be able to, as a bunt shown. Ball taken, throw down to second by Lish is late. And the count is 1-0 to Isaac Bowman, and a stolen base will be credited to Kelly. Hope that Adams can get in there and find a consistent stroke on the mound. He will come set. Sixth batter of the inning at the plate. Isaac Bowman swings and misses at the 1-0 pitch, and the count goes to 1-1. And the left-handed batter will stride back in. Center fielder for the Eagles sacrificed himself last time to move another runner into scoring position. Here he already has a runner at second, and so Adams will fire. This ball bounced down the third base side, but it's going to roll foul, and the count goes to 1-2. And Adams in a position here to work from ahead. Couple pitches to play with. See if he can use his off-speed pitch, which much like Dursteller or Johnson before, who we were talking about, has some opportunity as far as being a very solid pitch. And Adams will set. Gets the sign. Lish awaits. This ball fouled off to the softball field. And the count remains at 1-2. Second batter that Adams has faced. Sixth batter of the inning. And a 6-0 lead for the Marsh Valley Eagles, as both Ben Anderson and Dax Gibson have scored in both innings. And both of them come across to score. Pitch to the plate, off speed, just off the corner, and moving up to third base with another stolen base is Dylan Kelly. It's the one problem with putting a freshman into the catcher's position. Not that Peyton Lish is a bad catcher. He doesn't necessarily have arm strength yet to make that throw accurately to third base or to second base, as the throws were on target, but were just late getting to the bags. As Adams will come to the plate again. This ball fouled off. Good cut at one up in the zone, and the count stays at 2-2. We'll see if Adams can get a punch out here. 2-2, 2 outs, second inning. 2 runs already across. Deuce is wild for Adams on the mound as the right-hander comes set. Kicks, fires. This ball bounced over towards second. Johnson gets down on it, fields it cleanly, and gets the ball to first base, and the inning is over. Cardinals do give up another couple runs, though, as the Eagles take themselves a 6-0 lead on KBRV 800 The Bear. Back after this with the bottom of the second inning being brought to you by Gary Tusher, CPA in Montpelier.
When it comes to your money and taxes, it's important to work with an accountant that understands both.
I'm Gary Tusher, CPA, and I understand this. I've provided professional tax preparation and financial services for over 30 years. As a rancher myself, I have a unique understanding of accounting and tax preparation for ranches, small and large businesses, families, and individuals. When it comes to taxes and your money, make sure it's handled the best way possible. Call me today, Gary Tusher, CPA, 208-847-2601.
Welcome back out to Soda Springs High School on KBRV 800 The Bear. The Cardinals trailing 6-0 after 2 innings of work. Devin Adams moving out and getting the final out of that top of the inning. Got a pair of ground balls. One was an error on Zach Housley. The other one was a ground out to second base. And Adams throws 9 pitches in his time out there on the mound. Marsh Valley leading 6-0, and that will bring up the Cardinals as they look to try and do some work against Jeff Wilding, crack the scoreboard. It'll be the bottom half of the order. Kobe Allen, Taylor Adams, and Peyton Lish to be the scheduled 3, with Case Griffiths in the 9-hole to try and continue the order and keep moving it forward. And they'll all be working against Jeff Wilding on the mound, wearing the number 22 in the light blue camouflage uniforms with the red highlights, red and white pinstripe pants. And Wilding continuing to work through his warm-up pitches. And Wilding, a little bit of confusion on the score, as it is 6-0 by my book. And Austin Wilding Goes in, meets with his brother for a brief moment. The third baseman, as well as the rest of the infield, gathers on the mound, and the Cardinals will step up. And Kobe Allen leads things off for Soda Springs. Left fielder. Trying to find his stroke, and he was going to swing and pop one up on the infield. High into the air and put away by the shortstop, as going under is Cody Goodworth, and on one pitch, Kobe Allen is set down. And it'll bring up Taylor Adams. Left-handed batter and Taylor Adams. He's also one of those Cardinals who has been improving as the season has gone on, particularly with his bat at the plate. Has really figured out a little bit more consistent eye as far as watching where the ball is going to finish when he comes up to the plate. And he takes the first pitch for a ball off the outside corner. Lefty-righty matchup, slight advantage for Taylor Adams as far as seeing the arm angle and picking up the ball coming across the plate, as he'll cut a good swing, but he misses a pitch over the middle, and the off-speed pitch will move the count to 1-1. Peyton Lish stands on deck for the Cardinals, as Adams will again waver in the box before taking this pitch on the outside corner for a called strike 2. Jeff Wilding finding a groove through 21 pitches in the first inning, but in this inning has been a much more consistent thrower into the strike zone and has earned him only 4 pitches. The 5th pitch on the way, this one just off the outside corner, broke away with a little bit of two-seam action, and the count goes to 2-2. As Adams again takes his time at the plate. Kicking and firing again and getting a swing and a miss. Adams can't catch up to a fastball upstairs. 3rd strikeout of the game for Wilding, and it brings up Peyton Lish with nobody on deck. And the righty will step into the box. He'll take this one, fouls it off to the screen. And the count goes to 0-1. 2 outs, bottom of the second inning, being brought to you today by Gary Tusher CPA, as the score sits at 6-0 with the Eagles on top of the Cardinals. And coming to the plate again is Wilding, and that pitch taken for a strike as well off the outside corner. So Lish sees the count go to 0-2, and that's where you got to shorten up your swing, choke up on the bat a little bit, see if you can just defend some pitches at the plate. 2-0, or 0-2 I should say, off the plate. A slider that Wilding tried to get him to go chasing after, but Peyton Lish smart enough to lay off of it, and the count stays in the pitcher's favor, but Lish stays alive, and Wilding will again rock into his delivery, and this one off the outside corner, taken for another ball. And that really eliminates the pitches that Wilding had to play with, as you don't really want to risk it going to 3-0, although you do have the number 9 hitter on deck in Case Griffiths and 2 outs. So a walk is not a crisis, but you'd love to start the next inning with that number 9 hitter, as Lish fouls this ball off over the dugout and bounces down the hillside, especially with the Cardinals shifting around their outfield. Case Griffiths in the 9-hole for today's game, getting his first varsity start. And Lish will look out once again. And he will swing, and there's another one foul. That one may have been off the plate, but good defense being played in the box by Peyton Lish, a pitcher and a catcher himself for this Cardinals team. Has also played at second and has played at third so far on this young season. So we'll wait another pitch, and this one on the outside corner, strike 3 called. The luck ran out for Peyton Lish, and he's sent down to the dugout. Cardinals send 3 to the plate. All 3 head back to the dugout, and we head to the top of the 3rd inning. Cardinals trailing 6-0 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
mylocalradio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what mylocalradio.com has for you.
Would your business survive a disaster? Nearly 2/3 of businesses aren't prepared for an emergency, and 40% of businesses that experience a disaster never recover. Make an emergency plan now before it's too late. For a free online tool that helps you develop an emergency plan to keep your business up and running should disaster strike, visit ready.gov/business. Brought to you by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, the American Red Cross, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back out to Soda Springs here on a gorgeous sunny day, a little bit chilly as the wind blowing in from left field, a little bit behind us as well, across the diamond, and causing everyone to be bundled up here, although there are a few people wandering around in shorts. Most people are covered in blankets and hoodies, jackets abounding, as even the players for Marsh Valley, for the most part, going out in their hoodies with the numbers on the back, or with every player in the field with gear underneath their arms as well. As the Cardinals do make a couple of shifts, Case Griffiths moves to right field for Soda Springs, as into the game Chris Lloyd will get back into the field. He'll be playing in center. We'll see if that replaces Taylor Adams in the lineup. Back out onto the mound for his second inning of work is Devin Adams. Got the final out of the second inning. And with the score at 6-0, he'll try and get through the middle of the order for the Marsh Valley Eagles. Austin Wilding, Jeff Wilding, and Caden May, a group that went 1 for 3 their first time around as a trio. And the first pitch to Austin Wilding is a ball downstairs that skips on to the backstop. Cardinals already with 3 errors in the game. On the defensive side, not necessarily what you'd like to see for a team. As Adams' 1-0 pitch bounced foul, just stays to that side of the bag. And the count will go to 1-1 to Austin Wilding at the plate. New ball gets given to the home plate umpire from the box over in the Cardinals dugout. And Adams will again stare in. Right-hander, again pitched against Nampa Christian and threw a lot of pitches and got a lot of ground ball outs. That's something he's good at. Has some sinking action on his fastball as this pitch misses away. Count goes to 2-1. Good sinking action on his fastball. Ability to change speeds, and has a curveball that fooled the number 3 and 4 hitters in the Nampa Christian lineup and had them swinging over the top. As this pitch on the outside edge, count goes to 2-2 to Wilding. And Austin will look out once again to Hopscotch Adams for skipping around in the game yesterday. Earned that moniker for me. May not catch on, but fits the character as well. Adams, a very bouncy, happy individual. Puts a lot of effort into what he does. Takes it seriously when he's working on something. A slide step to the plate, swing and a miss. Adams gets Wilding to go down swinging. First strikeout of the game for Adams. Third punch out of the game of an Eagles player. And the second time the Cardinals have been able to get the leadoff man retired here as we are in the top of the third inning. Being brought to you by Edgewood Assisted Living in Soda Springs. Jeff Wilding up to the plate now. He has an RBI single from his time, helped out his own cause. As the pitcher will stare out to Adams and bounce one towards third base. It's going to be picked up by Johnson. Throws on to the bag at first and gets the out. Strong throw by Johnson on a tough play coming across the diamond. Had to pick up the ball and get it cleanly out of his glove and was able to do so. And Johnson, who instead of Dursteller is over at third base, gets the second out. And that will bring up the bat of Caden May, who grounds another one over to Johnson. Long throw on to first, just retires May. And on 8 pitches, Devin Adams gets a 1-2-3 third inning. And we head to the bottom of the third on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com with the score sitting at 6-0 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard.
Edgewood Assisted Living in Soda Springs is having their annual Spring Fling, open to the public on April 22nd from 2:30 to 4 p.m. Come dance off the winter blues with us at 425 South Spring Creek Drive, where Doc and the band will be singing all your favorite country tunes. That's the Edgewood Living Center Spring Fling, April 22nd from 2:30 to 4 p.m. Refreshments will be served. For more information, call 208-547-0257.
Welcome back out to Soda Springs High School, once again on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. As the Cardinals down 6-0 to the Marsh Valley Eagles, it'll be 1-9-2 to come up in the Cardinals order. Case Griffiths to lead things off. Behind him, Zach Housley and Devin Adams will be lining up to the plate. And all going against Jeff Wilding, who has, after a couple of struggles in the first inning, come around and pitched very, very strongly. In inning number 2, getting a 1-2-3 frame. He struck out 4 Cardinals already. And looking to continue that success as he is pelting the glove behind the plate of Dylan Kelly in the early going of this one. Another wind-up and a fired pitch over the middle. As the warm-ups continue to roll on, Cardinals will see Case Griffiths in his first varsity plate appearances of the season. Has come in as a pinch runner periodically, but has not been a steady force in the Cardinals starting lineup. Zach Housley will follow, who walked to lead things off for this ball game for the Cardinals in the bottom of the first. And Devin Adams, who struck out swinging his first time up, will step in as well. Jake Evans makes his stroll down to the first base box. And talking with him, one of the big questions I had for him in our pregame show, brought to you by Deceivingly Tan, was how do you keep the kids when they're going against 2 very good programs, with Marsh Valley sitting there with only 2 losses on the season. Shelley has a very up-and-down team, but has beaten this Marsh Valley team. That's one of the 2 losses that they've suffered, as the first pitch to Case Griffiths swung on and missed, and the count goes to 0-1. I asked him what you need to do to keep the kids positive going into this, and he said look at what they're doing as far as the good effects. Use the good things and focus on those. As a ball flared off towards the Marsh Valley dugout, just catches the fence instead of going in. That one could have been trouble. There's a couple of the players not necessarily paying attention. If it slips into that dugout, bounces around, could have some definite black and blue marks. As Case steps in once again. 0-2, nobody out here, bottom of the third. And Jeff Wilding winds, fires a ball low and away. And Wilding, that's been his MO so far in this game, is get ahead and then work away. As this pitch inside and low, fastball that moves it to 2-2. With nobody out, Case trying to start things off for the Cardinals and get himself on base. Crouches over, huddled batting stance with the hands right up next to his right ear as he waves the bat around just over the top of the black uniform top. And he takes another pitch off the outside corner. Count goes to 3-2. Case Griffith fighting himself and keeping himself alive, as he's battled it back from an 0-2 count to 3-2. And Case will again wait. 3-2 delivery. Swung on and missed. Good cut. Just could not quite catch up to it. Missed underneath. And that's the 5th strikeout for Jeff Wilding so far in this ball game. And that'll bring up Zach Housley. He walked on 7 pitches, put a great battle together his first time at the plate, and able to earn himself a trip down to first base and see what he can do here to Wilding as the wind buffets Wilding's jersey, just flaring it away from his body as he winds, fires, and the right-hander delivers off the plate, and the count goes to 1-0. Housley, in his first at-bat, got to a 3-0 count. Thought twice that he had ball 4, as he gets ahead now 2-0 in the count. Before having those 2 called strikes, fouled off another one to keep himself alive, and then took the 7th pitch of the at-bat as a trip down to first base. And he looks out to Wilding. 1 out here, swing and a miss by Housley at a pitch upstairs, and the count to 2-1. Wind continues to come in. Soft little breeze right now. It's picked up a little bit, but Soda Springs sheltered here in this valley. Doesn't get the wind that we saw yesterday at Shelley. There's a pitch on the outside corner, moves the count to 2-2. And Jeff Wilding looking for his 6th punch out of the game. Adams on deck. Zach waits, swings, fouls one down the line on the first base side. Soft foul ball, but picked up, moved back to Wilding on the mound, and we'll do it all over again with the 2-2 count in the bottom of the third. Third inning being brought to you once again by Edgewood Assisted Living here in Soda Springs. They hold plenty of events throughout the year. Listen to their ads and make sure that you keep yourselves aware of what's all going on as Housley awaits. Wilding's 2-2 pitch, drives one. That's going to get out to left center field, rolling on its way. It's not going to quite get to the fence, but Housley will cruise into second base with a stand-up double as he gets on base for the 2nd time in this game. And the Cardinals, with 1 out, will see Devin Adams coming up to the plate, and we'll see what Hopscotch can do. And Devin looks out. Couple of gaps, especially over to the right side if Adams can go opposite field. As center field is shaded over to the left side, playing Adams for a bit of a pull. Housley leads off second, 1 out, bottom of the 3rd inning. Cardinals down 6-0, trying to fight back in, and the pitch is down in the dirt, and Adams gets ahead 1-0. In his 2nd at-bat of the game, he struck out swinging on 5 pitches in his first at-bat for the first strikeout of the day for Jeff Wilding on the mound. And we'll await another one. Wilding kicks, fires, and a ball flared foul over the fence, and the count moves even to 1-1. Sun slightly trying to warm things up here. Breeze fighting it. A little battle of its own as we direct our attention to the battle between Wilding and Adams. Devin flashes the bat through the zone, now swings and misses at a fastball, some hard heat on the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-2. And Adams will have to try and battle for his life. Right-handed batter, slightly closed stance. Gets himself comfortable in the box as Wilding comes to the plate. Another fastball off the outside. And Adams, for the 2nd time, has swung and missed at a pitch for strike 3 as the not happy Adams walks back to the dugout with the bat held over his helmet. 2 outs now, runner on second base with the Cardinals' 2nd hit of the game is that Zach Housley with Braxton Kellen up to the plate, and the right-hander who is coming off of one of his best games of the season against Shelley yesterday, 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs and 2 runs scored. And Braxton will look out once again. And the first pitch to him downstairs for ball 1. And a timeout taken. Zach Housley bends down, ties his shoes at second base. Again, bottom of the 3rd inning. Things moving along a little bit more briskly now that the Cardinals' defense has been able to get them through a 1-2-3 inning here. The offense trying to take advantage of the momentum that they started to gain and get them some runs. A single should be able to score Housley from first, but the Cardinals have not been able to really drive anything other than Housley's double. Kellen trying to change that. Watches the pitch on the outside corner, and that's strike 2. Braxton showing patience. That's one of the things we've talked about it before, that this Cardinals team does very well, is they are very patient in their at-bats. They take their time, look at a lot of pitches, don't get a lot of first pitch outs by Soda. As this pitch taken once again for a ball low and away, and the count goes to 2-1. I was talking about that with Jake Evans, about Braxton and his resurgence as a hitter. One of the things that Jake said was him watching pitches in the early parts of at-bats, he started to change that a little bit as he hacks at one and bounces it towards the dugout on the first base side. And he really has the ability to jump out at those now. And that was something that he was doing a little bit against the Shelley Russets, is if he gets one down the middle, he's not just taking that first pitch anymore. I mean, he did here and did in his first at-bat, but if he sees a pitch that he likes in the early portion of at-bats, he's firing a little bit more consistently. We talked with Braxton earlier today, too, as he fouls another one off, stays alive. Fifth pitch of the at-bat, kicks off the catcher and bounces to home plate. 20 pitches in this inning now for Jeff Wilding on the mound, and has only faced 4 batters. Moves him up to 64 pitches in the game through 3 innings. This deuces Wild on the scoreboard, 2-2 count, 2 outs, and a runner on second. Cardinals down 6-0, and Kellen awaits a pitch upstairs on the inside corner, a breaking ball that caught the edge and dropped down as Kellen goes down looking. Wilding strikes out the side, a rounded double, and the Cardinals head back to the field as they look to try and put another 0 up on the board, keep their offense a chance and give them another chance to try and come back in this game. Down 6-0 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
Hey America, we need to have a little talk. We've got a lot of food in this country. We've got so much food that we can't eat it all. So how are 17 million kids in America struggling with hunger? That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks gathers surplus food and gets it to hungry kids who need it. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Top of the 4th inning coming up, brought to you and paid for by Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier. Thank you to them for being a sponsor. We'll hear more from them in between innings, as the Cardinals will look to try and shut down the bottom of the order, as Cody Goodworth will start things off. He ended up grounding out to Kyle Dursteller in one of Dursteller's last batters that he faced, before Ben Anderson and Gibson will come up to the plate. 6-0 Marsh Valley on top. Cody Goodworth wearing the number 3 and the hoodie with the faded red and white crisscrossed down the sleeves, behind the solid red with the blue number in the middle of the hoodie. Trying to keep himself warm. Takes a couple of practice swings before lining up into the right-handed batter's box against Devin Adams. First time these two have faced each other. And Adams will look to try and punch him out as the first pitch on the inside corner, framed well by Lish, but called a ball. As Lish turned the glove over. It's a hidden talent for catching. As this pitch bounces up to the plate, count goes to 2-0. One of the 2 places where Peyton really needs to improve on behind home plate is framing pitches, as well as blocking. But as a freshman, plenty of time to grow and develop those skills, as Adams will throw this one inside and low, and the count goes to 3-0. To get over fastball. Don't want Goodworth to get on base, especially with the success that Ben Anderson and Dax Gibson have had behind him, although they have not faced Devin yet either so far. That was all against Dursteller. As another pitch downstairs in the dirt, Adams needs to find his release point once again, as he's struggling with the consistency there. And after giving up the leadoff walk on 4 pitches, we'll see what Ben Anderson can do. He's 2 for 2 with a pair of runs so far in the game. And Anderson waits for a pitch, but instead is going to have this one look over to first base. Adams not making the throw. He'll step back onto the rubber. Get set to see the signs from Lish behind home plate. Lish moves to his right. As a bunt shown, put down, good bunt as it rolls out in front of home plate. Adams looks down to second, nobody covering third. Now the runner cut off from second base, picks up, goes to third. Housley's throw to third base is high, and sliding in safely underneath the tag is Cody Goodworth. Cardinals had a chance to cut him down. Adams needed to make the run over to second base a little bit longer, though, before he threw over to Housley behind the bag. And unfortunately for the Cardinals, it goes as a bunt single, and moving up to third on the play, Cody Goodworth. And that brings up Dax Gibson with a fantastic chance for the Eagles to build on their lead. Up already 6-0 here in the top of the fourth inning with nobody out and runners on the corners. Heart of the order coming up. And Dax looks out, shows bunt, ball taken, and Peyton Lish, instead of throwing to second, will throw down to first. Cannot get the runner there. And taking second base with ease is Ben Anderson as he stands up into a stolen base. That's his second stolen base of the game. Now runners on first and second with Dax Gibson facing an 0-1 count. The pitch was a strike. Nobody out. Cleanup hitters. The number 3 hitter on deck as this ball flared out into right center field. That one is going to find grass, overrun by Case Griffiths in right field. Gets the ball in, and the runners will hold at just one more base. Cody Goodworth comes in to score on the RBI single by Dax Gibson. He's 2 for 2 now with a pair of RBIs and a pair of runs. Moving up to third base is Ben Anderson. And that will bring up Adam Millerman, who's 0 for 1, has a sacrifice bunt and a strikeout as well. Strikeout was the second one, and the final batter that was faced as he shows bunt, this pitch away, and taking second base again with no throw is Dax Gibson. As Peyton Lish looked over to third to make sure that Ben Anderson was not trying to move forward. Ben Anderson and Dax Gibson, the two of them, as far as plate appearances, they're 5 for 5 with a walk. And 4 runs scored, 2 RBIs. Chance to add to those numbers here with both of them in scoring position and nobody out. In the top of the fourth, 7-0, Marsh on top. As this pitch upstairs taken for a strike at the letters, and the count will move to 1-1 to Millerman. Millerman looking for a resurgence in his game. 0 for 2, or 0 for 1, excuse me, does have the sacrifice bunt where he gave himself up. And here swings and pops one over towards Kellen. Kellen grabs that one with the glove. It was flared right to him down the line, and the out is recorded by the Cardinals' senior first baseman, and that will see Dylan Kelly coming up to the plate. He's 1 for 2, has reached base twice, once on an error and once on a single. And he will look to try and drive home a pair. Runners on first, second, and third, and a strike on the inside corner to Kelly will move the count to 0-1. Wind starting to pick up just a little bit, coming out of the northeast, or northwest, excuse me. And Kelly again gets set, waits, and pops one up. That one's going to get over the head of Kellen, drops down, and that's going to run towards the fence. Picking it up is Griffith, as Case gets the ball in, but it's going to be a 2 RBI triple as chugging into third base, standing up, is Dylan Kelly with his second base hit of the game, and it puts this game to a 9-0 lead for the Marsh Valley Eagles as another pair of runs come home to score, and Kelly moves over to third on a ball that he just went the opposite way with. Had the ball in the outside corner and didn't try and pull it, just went that way. Drove it, and with the wind helping it, it pushed it towards the line and was able to get almost to the fence before Case Griffiths could track that one down, and that will bring up Isaac Bowman. And Bowman on the day is 0 for 1 as well. He has a sacrifice bunt and an RBI, as well as a ground out to second. Left-handed batter, the only left-handed batter in the lineup today for the Eagles. Quick pickoff over to third base has Dylan Kelly diving back to the bag. 1 walk, 3 hits in this inning so far. All but one of them have come around to score. And with 1 out, a ball in play could do just that with Bowman at the plate. Just needs to punch one through somewhere, and he will do that. Flares one out towards short. Housley, though, backing up, is going to put that one away, and he's in the right place, right time to get the out. And just like that, the Cardinals are an out away from getting out of this inning without letting it get too far out of hand. And Austin Wilding, who struck out twice in the game so far, will be the man coming up to the plate. 2 outs and a chance to try and escape a jam for Devin Adams. Giving up 3 runs, all of them earned. As this one popped up, that's towards second, picked up by Dursteller, flips the ball over to the bag, and the Cardinals will get out of the frame. Eagles do strike for 3. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning, being brought to you by Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier with the score at 9-0 on KBR V800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Bear Lake Drug, located at 836 Washington Street in Montpelier, not only has everything you need to get better quick, but we also carry a great selection of durable medical equipment to purchase or rent as we assist you in your recovery. And while you're here, check out our large selection of gift items. Call us to fill your prescriptions today at 208-847-1421. That's 847-1421. Bear Lake Drug, the small town pharmacy that gives you world-class service.
Thanks again to Bear Lake Drug for being a sponsor. Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier, a proud sponsor of the 4th inning of Cardinals baseball and softball this season. And the Cardinals in this 4th inning will look for some offensive production in the bottom of the frame, as after giving up 3 runs, they trail 9-0 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Adams, for his timeout on the mound, it's not done bad. Did give up the 3 hits, a couple of them hard hit balls as well, especially that triple. That triple really the dagger, though, as if he had been able to avoid that, the next 2 batters, Isaac Bowman and Austin Wilding, just little flares. And that would have saved the Cardinals a pair of runs, as I doubt anybody would have been able to score on those. But that is not what to focus on if you're a Cardinals fan right now. Now you got to focus on the fact that Kyle Dursteller, Jaron Johnson, and Kobe Allen will be charged with the task of trying to get this game rolling offensively for Soda Springs against Jeff Wilding, who has been immaculate on the mound. He's only given up a pair of hits. He's struck out 7 Cardinals so far, as the sophomore is showing that he is a very, very legitimate threat for this Marsh Valley team. And as the warm-up pitches are wrapped up, the infield will meet onto the mound. And it'll allow Kyle Dursteller to step into the batter's box on the right-hand side and see what he can do. He started this game pitching, got pulled in the 2nd inning with some arm trouble, and has been replaced by Devin Adams since then there. Moved over to second base, and the first pitch to him is flared foul down the first base side. And the count goes to 0-1 on the Cardinals' cleanup hitter. Kobe Allen and Jaron Johnson, not in that order, coming up next with Johnson in the 5 hole and Allen batting in the 6th spot. As Dursteller looks out once again. Rocks. Wilding fires. This one fouled off to the screen. Catches the netting, and the count goes to 0-2. Cardinals put up a little bit of a fight in the last inning, but unfortunately their patience did not do them as much good as they were hoping, as they ended up going down with 3 strikeouts around a double by Zach Housley. Dursteller trying to get things started off for the Cardinals. Wilding has been almost untouchable, and here pitch off the outside of the plate moves it to 1-2. And for Housley, you imagine he is probably hoping that his offense can get a 1 more run as he looks for the complete game shutout here, and if he could do it in 5, that would be a much easier task. Although the way he's pitching so far today, as this ball grounded over towards third, Dursteller hustling down the first base line, but the shot down to third from Austin Wilding is going to beat the runner, and Dursteller is recorded as the first out in the frame after seeing 4 pitches. Jaron Johnson will come up now with his first chance, as the third baseman for the Cardinals was the second baseman starting out. Was a ground out back to Jeff Wilding in the 1st inning. This is 2nd at bat here in the bottom of the 4th. Cardinals down 9-0 in your 4th inning, being brought to you by Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier. As this pitch off the outside corner taken for a ball. And Johnson able to get ahead in the count. First ball that he's seen all game long as he went down on 3 pitches in that ground out in the first inning. The right-hander crouches down in the box as this pitch to the plate for a strike down the heart, and the count evens up at 1-1. Wind continues to breeze its way through from left to right as another ball popped up. That's on the infield. Looking off the mask is Kelly, and Dillon puts it away. And on 3 pitches, once again, Jaron Johnson is retired, this time on a pop-out that went 10 feet away from home plate. Good job by Kelly staying with that one and putting it into the glove. Cardinals will now look to Kobe Allen, who popped out to shortstop his first time up to lead off the second inning on 1 pitch, and we'll see what he does here. Left fielder for the Soda Springs Cardinals. Started out as the third baseman for the Cardinals this year. The first pitch to him taken for a ball, low and away. Sees the count move to 1-0 with 2 outs. Chris Lloyd on deck batting for Taylor Adams as he has replaced Adams in the lineup, playing in center field with Case Griffiths being moved over to right. As the 1-0 off the plate and away, count goes to 2-0. Dangerous bat for Chris Lloyd. He's very good at putting the ball in play and making contact. Allen is going to do just that himself. Flares one out to right field. That's going to get over the head of the right fielder. Caden May is going to track that one back near to the fence, and Kobe Allen's going to chug around and head to third as he's going to have a triple with 2 outs for the Cardinals. Kobe Allen driving that one. Coming in on it at first was Caden May, and he accidentally overran where the ball was. It got over his head, and he had to backtrack a long ways to get back to that one. The wind helping it along as the wind blowing straight out into right field essentially. Puts the Cardinals 90 feet away from scoring a run, and up to Chris Lloyd, who will step in for his first plate appearance of the game. The right-handed center fielder waits for Wilding, who steps off the rubber. Big thing is for the Cardinals, you need a base hit here. 2 outs and a runner on third. Cardinals down 9-0 in your 4th inning, being brought to you by Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier. As Lloyd looks out and takes a pitch off the outside, and the count goes to 1-0. Lloyd takes his time in the box. Wilding also taking his time on the mound, takes a deep breath before rocking into his windup, fires to the plate, and this one is going to be flared towards second, gets through the hole, and the Cardinals will strike for a run on an RBI single by Chris Lloyd. Back-to-back hits get the Cardinals onto the board, and the Cardinals will try and add on to it even more with Peyton Lish coming up to the plate now. Case Griffiths behind him. Lish removes the catcher's gear before striding into the right-handed box. Cardinals onto the board for the first time in the game, with hits number 3 and 4 and breaking up the shutout. Just finding some holes in the fielding of the Eagles as Lish rocks, fires the swing, popped up towards second, putting it away this time is Dax Gibson. Cardinals do get one though, as it's now a 9-1 ball game on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. This has been your 4th inning, brought to you by Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier. Back with inning number 5 on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
It's so pretty here.
Katie's away at college,
There's the library.
but she can still be close to her mom back home.
Got all the best books.
Travis is working on a big report. High-speed internet puts a world of information at his fingertips. Silver Star Communications provides connections that help students learn and keep families close, even when they're miles apart. Get your family in touch and informed with high-speed internet from Silver Star Communications. Call today or visit silverstar.com.
Agrium's mission is to help feed the world responsibly. A world of 7 billion people, growing to 9 billion by 2050. Agrium helps farmers meet this increasing demand by supplying the nutrients and products needed to grow healthy crops, which provides communities with food and income, leading to more investment in health, education, and infrastructure, while protecting the environment for future generations. Agrium, feeding the world responsibly.
Welcome back out to the 5th inning, being brought and paid for by Kelly Wells for County Sheriff. Vote for leadership, integrity, knowledge, and excellence. Elect Kelly Wells for Caribou County Sheriff in the election coming up. And speaking of that, you have a chance to meet your Caribou County Sheriff candidates coming up on the 19th over at Tigert Middle School. There is going to be a meeting where all of the candidates will have a chance for a question and answer. So if you're wanting to find out more on the sheriff race, I believe there's 4 names in the race for county sheriff this year. And be sure to swing by Tigert Middle School. I believe the time is at 6:30. Get there a little bit early. Try 6 o'clock. And you'll be able to find out a little bit more on who you're voting for. That's going to be next Tuesday on the 19th. Here, 9-0 as we head to the top of the 5th inning. 9-1, on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Leading things off is going to be Jeff Wilding, Caden May, and Cody Goodworth to follow him in the order for the Marsh Valley Eagles. And the first pitch from Adams on the mound, a comebacker right to him, picks it up and throws on to Kellen at first, and it's a 1-pitch out for the Cardinals hurler on the mound to get through the first batter to the plate by the Eagles. Up by 8 here in this 5th inning. Caden May will step up now. He's 0 for 2 with a pair of ground outs, looking to change his fortunes, as is the entire bottom of this order. As the first pitch to Caden May is missed for a ball. The count goes to 1-0 with 1 out. Cardinals in their half will have Griffiths, Housley, and Adams coming up to the plate. As this pitch on the outside corner, Adams able to even the count back up to 1-1 to May. May only has seen 4 pitches coming into this at-bat. Had a 3-pitch at-bat in the first inning, as he's going to have a 3-pitch at-bat here. That's going to find its way for a single. The wind curving that one past Chris Lloyd. May hustling around second base. We'll see if they send him to third. They're going to hold him up and leave him with a 1-out double. Not the fastest of the kids on the Marsh Valley team. Coming around second, he was hustling, and he may have been able to get to third, but with only 1 out, the Eagles not sure if it was worth the risk, and that will bring up Cody Goodworth, who walked his last time up on 4 pitches and came around to score one of the 3 runs back in that inning. As the first pitch to him is a ball outside. And with the score at 9-1, he'll look again. Goodworth takes that one. That one misses as well. Count goes to 2-0. And that's 6 straight balls that Cody Goodworth has seen at the plate. And you'd expect for him to be taking here all the way. The pitch to him, swung on, bounced back to Adams once again, able to take a tricky hop as it came towards his legs, throws on to first, and gets the out. Moving up to third on the play is Caden May, as it works out as a semi-sacrifice, and it will bring up the top of the order. And this is the part that the Cardinals have struggled the most with, as Ben Anderson 3 for 3 with 3 singles and 3 runs. Dax Gibson behind him is 2 for 2 with 3 runs scored and 2 RBIs. This has been the difficult portion of the order, to say the least, for the Cardinals, as the first pitch to Anderson off the plate and away for ball 1. Quick inning for Adams so far. Not his quickest yet, as he only threw 8 pitches in the third, but here he's just now to 8 pitches after that opening pitch to Anderson. As Ben looks out, Adams sets, comes to the plate, and this one fouled off to the screen as the count goes to 1-1. With 2 outs, top of the 5th. 8-run lead for the Eagles, with their 10th run of the game, standing 90 feet away. And Anderson will again await another pitch, as this one grounded. That's going to go towards short. Housley up with it cleanly, throws to first in time to get the out. And the Cardinals put up another 0 onto the scoreboard, as it is 9-1 heading to the bottom of the 5th inning. And we head to a break on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com with a score at 9-1 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard.
Hello, I'm Kelly Wells and I'm running for Caribou County Sheriff. I grew up in Soda Springs and enjoyed all that Caribou County has to offer. I served in the United States Marine Corps and I have over 24 years of law enforcement experience, and I am a graduate of the FBI National Academy. I believe in servant leadership, building strong community partnerships, professionalism through training, service-oriented enforcement, and having a fair, friendly, and honest staff. Thank you, and I appreciate your vote on May 17th. Paid for by Kelly Wells for Sheriff.
Bottom of the 5th inning on the way as the Cardinals trailing 9-1 to the Marsh Valley Eagles as they look to try and find some offense here with the top of the order getting set to come up. Case Griffiths will lead things off with Zach Housley and Devin Adams to come up behind him. Griffiths leading things off was a strikeout victim after a full count caught him swinging at a pitch on the outside corner in that 3rd inning. And here he'll try and get the offense rolling for Soda against Jeff Wilding, who we've talked about it all throughout the game so far, has been impressive to say the least on the mound. He has thrown 68 pitches so far in the game and has only given up 1 run and 4 hits. So very consistent presence, has been around the plate quite a bit, and he'll try to do so as Griffith steps into the right-handed batter's box. Wilding kicks, fires, this one downstairs, and it goes for ball 1. Griffith's able to get ahead. This Case in the right-handed box. Waits, and this pitch taken for a strike down the middle, waiting for Wilding to show a strike, and as the number 9 batter with late in this game, in later innings, not bad. Not a bad idea at all to take a couple of extra pitches. As he'll swing and miss at a strike here. Pastel blue skies off in the distance with the clouds. Little puffs of cotton ball clouds off in the distance. A couple overhead as well as the sun shines down brightly, and whenever the wind dies down, the day turns into a fairly pleasant afternoon and morning, as we actually have tipped into the afternoon hours, 12:26. Griffiths will take a pitch just off the plate, and the count goes 3-2. Second full count that Griffiths has seen, and we'll see what he can do with this one. See if he can keep that good eye that he's had at the plate going. As the right-hander looks out to Wilding, who rocks, kicks, fires, and that one is ball 4. Case Griffith stood there waiting for a second to make sure it was, and he gets the go-ahead from the umpire, makes his way down to first base with a 6-pitch walk. Good way for the Cardinals to start out as Zach Housley will step up to the plate now. And the Cardinals' right-handed shortstop will try and build on his day. He's 1 for 1 and has reached base twice. Had a double and has walked. That double, a line shot, and he takes a cut and misses badly at a pitch that sank away from him, a slider moving away. And the count goes to 0-1 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Brought to you by Kelly Wells for County Sheriff. Nobody out, and Cardinals down by 8, 9-1, but the offense trying to build on their first run-scoring inning of the game in the bottom of the 4th. Adams on deck. As Housley looks out and takes a pitch upstairs, and the count goes even at 1-1. For Marsh Valley, you wonder how much longer they're going to let Jeff Wilding go. Pitch count not necessarily an issue. As he adjusts his sock, tucks it back in underneath tucks the uniform back in underneath the sock for the pants, and then gets set to come to the plate once again. Everybody from Marsh Valley Red Sox tucked in as Housley rolls one towards short. That's going to be a tough play. Picking it up and firing onto first base late. Cody Goodworth got to the ball, but could not get it out of his glove and over to first quickly enough. It was a slow roller, caught up in the grass, and it's the second infield hit of the game for the Cardinals. The last one was Kyle Dursteller's infield hit back in the 1st inning. And it brings up Devin Adams with runners on first and second with nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th inning, as the Cardinals look to continue to march back into this game, and Adams will bunt one foul up and over the screen. So an 0-1 count now to the Cardinals pitcher, former catcher. He's done both in this game. You could say Adams has been the battery himself. And he looks out, relaxed at the plate. Now tenses as he shows bunt, puts one down the line. That's going to stay fair. Beautiful bunt, and Adams is safe, and the bases are loaded. Fantastic bunt put down by Devin Adams as it died about 12 to 15 feet away from home plate, was picked up by the catcher in Dylan Kelly, who looked to third and looked back to first. Nobody was available to put the out. And now for Braxton Kellen, who may be the Cardinals' second hottest hitter coming into this game, he comes up with the bases loaded and nobody out. And a critical situation for the Cardinals if they want to try and get back into this game. Wilding still has the confidence of the coaching staff as he remains on the mound. Still no meetings and visits. Most of it's been infield hits by the Cardinals, so has not been bad. As Kellen's going to ground this one right back over to him. Throw home is going to get one onto first base, and the double play is going to be recorded as Kellen grounds into the 1-2-3 double play on the first pitch he sees. And 2 outs are recorded. Out at home is Case Griffiths. And out at first is Kellen. Housley and Adams did move up, and with Kyle Dursteller coming up to the plate with 2 outs, there are still runners at second and third. So still an opportunity for the Cardinals to try and drive in some runs here as Dursteller takes this pitch inside for ball 1. Kyle singled his first time up, grounded out to third his second time up. On a play that was bang over at first base as well. A fantastic play made by Austin Wilding over at third base. Now with a 1-0 count, pitch is going to be swung on, grounded over towards second. Up with it is going to be Dax, who throws on to first. Gibson records the out, and despite loading the bases with nobody out, the Eagles will escape the jam. And we move on to the 6th inning with a score at 9-1. The Cardinals trailing the Marsh Valley Eagles on KBRV 800 The Bear with live streaming video online at mylocalradio.com. This has been your 5th inning, paid for by Kelly Wells for County Sheriff. For professionalism through training, community partnerships, and service-oriented enforcement, elect Kelly Wells for Caribou County Sheriff. Like his Facebook page at Kelly Wells for Sheriff, and love his innovative leadership.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
Hi, this is Terry Crews, actor, former football player, and father of 5. I'm also an expert on drama. There's the good kind that comes with having a house full of kids, and there's silly drama like the drama around my percolating pectorals. And then there's the drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org.
And leave the drama to actors like me.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ed Council.
Top of the 6th inning on the way here on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. 9-1, the Marsh Valley Eagles on top of the Soda Springs Cardinals as we head to the top of the frame. And it is going to be Dax Gibson, Adam Millerman, and Dylan Kelly, the scheduled 3 for the Marsh Valley Eagles, as they'll face off once again against Devin Adams, who in his 3 1/3 innings of work has only thrown 41 pitches in the game so far. As he has been not only very good for the Cardinals, only giving up the 3 runs, he's also been very economical in his play out on the mound. As he'll come to the plate, swings, and this one swung on and fouled into the glove and out of the glove of Peyton Lish behind the plate as the count goes to 0-1. So Gibson does a little bit of grooming in the box, gets his footing set to the way he likes it. And we'll look out once again, and this ball taken downstairs and away, and the count goes even 1-1. Top of the 6th inning, and what has been a fairly well-played ball game for both teams so far. Eagles jumped out ahead early, got ahead 6-0 and 9-0 before the Cardinals struck back, but in the last 3 innings, it's been a 3-1 ball game. As this pitch upstairs bends back in, Adams could not get on top of a curveball, and the count goes to 2-1. Nobody out. Leadoff man for the Eagles looking to get on base. Gibson has been on base every time so far in this game with a walk and 2 singles. And he will swing and bounce this one back to Adams. Another little comebacker. Adams has been the king of getting those today. That is the 3rd, I believe, do-it-yourself play he's had, as he throws on to first base and gets the first out of this inning. And Adam Millerman will have to come up now with nobody on base in front of him, trying to get on base for the first time today. He sacrificed, struck out, and lined out. So 0 for 2 officially on the day. Eagles with that 8-run lead. This one will get him on base as Millerman takes a pitch in the side of the thigh and will move on to first base. On 1 pitch, Adams lost a little bit of control there. And he sees Dylan Kelly, who is 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs and a run. A chance to come up to the plate, as a running substitution will come in for the Eagles of Marsh Valley. And substituting on the run is going to be number 20, and I'm guessing that is Justin Kettner, as there is no 20 on the varsity roster, but there is on the JV roster. As Dylan Kelly will show bunt, pulls it back, runner goes, and sliding safely into second base just ahead of the tag is the pinch runner. And with a 1-strike count to Dylan Kelly, count goes to 0-1 with 1 out. Dylan stays set, and he'll swing and fire at a pitch that gets popped up. And the count goes to 0-2 now to the catcher for the Eagles. We'll do the 1-out 0-2 pitch once again. Adams fires that off the outside corner. Count to 1-2. JV teams warming up for Marsh Valley, at least. Soda Springs, not necessarily the deepest roster, as they're missing several players this weekend. We'll look to Adams, who stretches, fires an off-speed pitch inside, and that's ball upstairs. And the count goes to 2-2. So once more, it will be up to Dylan Kelly to step in. Longest at-bat he's had so far in the game, by far. As he had 5 pitches leading up to this at-bat, and now he's seen 5. This will be the 5th pitch he's seen in this at-bat. And he'll take this one, gets away, and Adams will take the ball. As that one, apparently the count had moved to 3-2. So I thought it was 2-2, but 3-2, it will result in a walk. And moving on to first base is Dylan Kelly. Up to third base as the ball got away from Lish is Adam Millerman, with 1 out. Runners on first and third now for the Eagles, with Isaac Bowman stepping into the batter's box. Bowman so far in the game also struggling at the plate. He's 0 for 2 with a sacrifice as well. Pop out and a ground out as Adams steps off the mound and looks to third, then looks back to first. Trying to slow this pace down. Get a ground ball, try and get the double play himself. Or get a punch out. Get out of this inning without giving up a run. Runner does go, throw goes back to third, but safely back to the bag there is Adam Millerman. And moving up with another stolen base is Dylan Kelly. Kelly with his 3rd of the game in stolen bases. It'll bring up a 1-0 pitch coming to Isaac Bowman. 9-1 your score on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Throw gets past Peyton Lish. Runner's going to come home and try and score. Flip goes to Adams. Just sliding in underneath the tag is the pinch runner for the Eagles. As Adams said, I thought I got him, but the wild pitch will score a run. Makes it a 10-1 ball game with one out. A 2-0 count to Isaac Bowman with a runner at third base in Dylan Kelly. Home plate umpire right on top of that call. Adams wasn't happy with it, but from my vantage point, they did actually get the hand in underneath the tag. It was bang bang, but a good view by the umpire, and I have to agree with him on that call. Makes it 10-0, and Adams will have to buckle down and try and get an out here without allowing that runner over at third to score. That would make it a 10-run game. As this bunt popped up, suicide squeeze was on as the runner was taking off on contact. And it moves the count to 1-2. Two and one, the count. As Adams goes over to third, pickoff move late, just barely. Dylan Kelly got the hand in under the tag. Adams' throw over there actually very good and right on the money. But Kelly on his feet and able to dive back in time. And another pitch is going to be taken low and away. Millerman was pinch run for earlier. That run came around and scored, with Kelly standing over at third after reaching on a walk. 3-1 count. Adams trying to come back against Isaac Bowman. And he'll wind and fire this one upstairs. Bowman will take the free pass. That's been the only way the Eagles have gotten on base in this frame. They got a pair of walks and a hit by pitch. As Adams' control failing him a little bit in this inning. And it'll bring up Austin Wilding, who is 0 for 3, has reached base and scored on a drop third strike, but has struck out twice and has popped out to second. So he's a good chance and a good victim for Adams to maybe take advantage of. Right-handed batter shows bunt. Ball gets past, but not far enough past for the Eagles to feel comfortable trying to send the runner and Kelly over at third. Moving up on the play, though, is Isaac Bowman on the pass ball. And Austin Wilding will have runners at second and third now with one out here in the top of the sixth inning. 10-1 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. The Eagles on top, trying to sweep the Cardinals on the season after beating them 14-2 last time as Adams steps off the rubber. Chases Kelly back to third base. Will now get back up onto the mound once again. At the plate again is Austin Wilding, trying to help out his brother on the mound, give him a little bit more of a cushion and try and get this game into the 10-run limit. As this pitch misses downstairs and away, and the count goes to 2-0. Wind, a consistent factor now. It's picked up to a little bit more steady. It continues to move the low-hanging clouds around us as this pitch up and over the head of Peyton Lish coming home. Kelly, throw to the plate off of the glove of Adams. Another runner's going to try and score this time, and that one is going to be tagged. No, safe as Adams couldn't hold on to the ball, and the pass ball will end up scoring a pair as the Cardinals' struggles continue. And Wilding with a 3-0 count facing him. We'll see the score now at 12-1. Eagles on top on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard and nobody on base. Unfortunate mistakes for the Cardinals there. Pass balls have scored all 3 runs in this inning. As Jeff Wilding questioning the second out call, as the tag was applied in time, but the ball was not in the glove when the tag was applied. As the count goes to 3-0 for Austin Wilding. Jeff Wilding on deck. Austin takes a strike right down the pipe. Adams now can focus just on the runner or batter at the plate. Not worried about any runners on base anymore. Cardinals will need at least 1 or 2 runs, to keep this game going in the bottom of this frame. For them, they're going to have Jared Johnson, Kobe Allen, and Taylor Adams coming up, Chris Lloyd has a pitch swung on and missed by Austin Wilding, and the count goes full to 3-2. We'll see how Adams tries to deal with the 3-2. As he looks in, the right-hander sets at the chin, fires this one low, and ball 4. And that will send the third walk of the inning, third consecutive walk at that, down to first base with an 11-run lead for the Eagles. And Jeff Wilding coming up to the plate where he is 1 for 3. Has an RBI in the game. And we'll look to try and get on base, keep this inning going. Shows bunt, pulls it back, runner goes. Throw down to second is offline as Zach Housley can barely get it into his glove. The wind, I think, played with that one a bit. Count goes to 1-0, and another stolen base for the Eagles. Their third of the inning. And it moves Austin Wilding into scoring position. Wind picks up briefly, as I said. Just pushing some cloud cover over. Again, not the heavy winter clouds, but the lighter clouds, but still drop down low due to the temperature today. But the sun shining brightly from overhead as Austin Wilding will again get set. Shows bunt, puts one down foul, and the count goes to 1-1. Good crowd settled in here. Plenty of Marsh fans coming and making the trip from McCammon, as well as several Soda fans coming in for this rescheduled game. Third time this game has been scheduled. So pitch up and in to Jeff Wilding will move the count to 2-1. Third time it's been rescheduled on the season. Supposed to be played, I believe, 3 weeks ago. It was rescheduled to Thursday, and then we had the surprise snowstorm on Thursday that made the fields unplayable here. As this pitch again gets past Lish behind home plate, up and back to the backstop he goes to recover it, but not before Austin Wilding moves up to third with a 3-1 count and 1 out still here in the top of the 6th inning. Coaching staff works with Wilding with a 3-1 count. On deck will be Caden May, who is 1 for 3 as well with a double, although he was stranded on base. That was the last inning as this ball grounded over towards short. Up with it, Housley throws on to first, scooped, no, through the glove of Kellen, and it will be a error on Housley as he bounced the ball to Kellen, and another runner will come across to score and makes it a 13-1 game, a 12-run lead. No RBI on that play either. So every run in this inning has not been attributed to an RBI. Adams looks as a bunt shown at the plate. Runner goes. Lish throw down to second, again off target, and sliding in safely to second base is Jeff Wilding with his second stolen base of the game. 13-1 here in the 6th inning. Cardinals have given up 4 runs. Eagles trying to add on some more for insurance as Adams looks back to second. Wilding back there standing. And now he'll direct his attention back to the plate once again with Caden May, takes the pitch. That gets through the glove of Peyton Lish, who comes back to the screen, recovers it once again. But Lish's struggles beginning to allow too many runners to move up. Several pass balls. That one just swung off the glove and went back to the screen. And the count goes to 1-0 to Caden May. Adams again looks in, takes his time, sets. Now comes to the plate, bounces one home. Lish able to keep his body in front of it as that one skips up, and the count now goes to, I believe, 3-0 actually. And Devin will again step up, now does some grooming onto the mound. Still only one out here in the top of the 6th inning. This has been the problem inning for the Cardinals today. They've given up 4 runs already. Adams comes to the plate, and that's going to walk another runner. And on 4 pitches, Adams has walked his 4th batter in the inning. Again, it's been walks that have been the problem, as that is going to bring out a visit to the mound. And that is going to do it for Adams in his ball game, as he is going to be replaced. We'll see who comes in to take his place on the mound when we come back here after this on KBR V800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Well, April showers bring May flowers. Join nature in renewing the beauty around us by sprucing up your home this month. Contact Terry at Sanders Furniture and Appliance and get a free estimate on adding new floor covering throughout your home. They also have floor covers, vacuum cleaners, carpet cleaners, free belts and bags, and offer free carpet shampoo. See the store for details. And while you're in there, be sure to check out the fabulous inventory and rebates on Maytag, Whirlpool, GE, Crosley, Amana, KitchenAid, and Speed Queen appliances. That's Sanders Furniture and Appliance in Soda Springs, located across from the Caribou County Courthouse.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree
It's huge!
is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing.
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Braxton Kellen will be the new pitcher for the Soda Springs Cardinals, as he and Adams will trade places over at first base. And Braxton hurling towards the plate, works on his warm-up pitches. He's going to face Cody Goodworth with runners on the corners. Caden May stands at first, and Jeff Wilding stands at third when we get actually underway here. And he'll face Goodworth, and then Ben Anderson will flip the lineup over after that for the Eagles of Marsh Valley. Already up by 12, 13-1. Cardinals were in a similar situation at Shelley going into their last at-bat, down by multiple runs above the 10-run rule. And were able to put up a 7-run inning to keep that game going until the bottom of the 5th, where Shelley was able to strike back for another one. So the Cardinals are not unaccustomed to trying to come back from being down large, and they've shown that they can do it. There's one more pitch for Braxton. And Lish behind home plate, waits, catches it. And that should give us an opportunity to move forward now, and Goodworth will step in. First time we've gotten a chance to see Kellen do any work. He's got 2 outs to try and get here in the 6th inning to move it to the bottom of the frame for the offense to do some work. Cardinals offensively in the bottom of the frame will have Jaron Johnson, Kobe Allen, and Chris Lloyd working their way up to the plate. But first, 2 outs to get. As Goodworth looks out, runner goes way early. They're going to get the runner in a rundown. 1 run will score as the double steal will work out for 1. Cut down on the play is Caden May. And the bases are now clear with 2 outs here in inning number 6. Top of the 6th, still working its way through. And we'll see if Braxton can get to Cody Goodworth now. No pitches have been thrown to him yet. Braxton sets, and the right-hander working from the stretch will fire a pitch upstairs for ball 1. That high strike has been called a few times, but not this one. Overall, though, it's been a very consistent strike zone by the umpires here. As this pitch swung on, grounded towards third. It's going to be picked up by Jaron Johnson. Long throw to first. Good stretch by Devin Adams will get the out, and the inning is over. Cardinals do surrender 5 runs in the frame. They trail 14-1 as we head to the bottom of inning number 6 on KBR V800 The Bear with live streaming video online at mylocalradio.com.
How'd I do?
You'll get better. Tim can't wait to be a real driver. But for now, he's king of the online track thanks to Silver Star Communications high-speed internet. Reliable, consistent speeds give him the edge against players anywhere, even the other end of the couch.
Whoa. You'll get better.
Visit silverstar.com to learn more.
Back here in the 6th inning on KBR V800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. Braxton Kellen gets through his 2/3 of an inning without giving up any problems. Able to cut down a runner. Did not strike out anybody. Did not walk anybody. Did not give up any runs. Adams will end up having 8 runs charged to him. And 7 of those runs will end up being earned on the day, as one of those came around after reaching on an error. The rest of them were walks or on actual hits. So the Cardinals need to score 4 runs in order to keep this game going, with the score at 14-1 on your Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. And up to doing that task, Jaron Johnson, Kobe Allen, and Taylor Adams will be going against a new pitcher on the mound for the Marsh Valley Eagles. As out there for his first work is Tyler Hood, as the day is over for Jeff Wilding. And Hood will hope to work through a 1-2-3 bottom of this frame for the Eagles. Get the numbers on Jeff Wilding as we continue to move on here. As he ended up having a very strong line score. 7 strikeouts, 6 hits, only walked 2, and gave up 1 run, and that was an earned run in the game. And coming up, Kellen will hope to try and get up to the plate. Cardinals should need to get that far down through the order to try and put some runs up. You'd love to see him do that. But first things first, Jaron Johnson, Kobe Allen, and Chris Lloyd for Soda Springs as the infield huddles up and meets. 14-1 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Jaron Johnson so far on today's game, 0 for 2, has yet to leave the infield. He popped out to the catcher, and he grounded back to the pitcher when Jeff Wilding was there. Here, Tyler Hood will look in, and the right-hander rocks, kicks, fires a strike, and a bullet on the outside corner moves the count to 0-1. Wilding threw 82 pitches over his 5 innings, and I'm kind of honestly shocked as this pitch, a strike as well. Count goes to 0-2 on Jaron Johnson. I'm a little bit shocked that they ended up pulling him when they did. Johnson will look once again, and a swing. They're going to say he went. Ball gets away from the catcher, but Kelly will throw down to first, and the strike him out 2-3 put out will record the first out of the inning on 3 pitches. With Kobe Allen coming up now as the right-hander tripled his last time up, his first triple of the season. He's 1 for 2 on the day. 14-1, your score still sits on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. There's an off-speed pitch for a strike, and so far, Tyler Hood has yet to miss the strike zone. He's been consistently around the zone so far today as he'll wind, fires another breaker that comes in and catches the plate. That bender has been vicious to the first batters of the Cardinals in this game. Allen with an 0-2 count facing him. See if he can hold up and fight his way back. He can't do it. He swings and misses. 2 strikeouts now in the frame on 6 pitches. And Chris Lloyd is the last hope for the Cardinals, hoping not to have a perfect inning thrown against him by Tyler Hood. He may be able to do that. 6 pitches and 2 strikeouts so far. 9 pitches and a strikeout would do it, and he's 7 pitches through. 2 more strikes, and he will work his way through that perfect inning for a pitcher as he fires this one. Swing and a miss by Chris Lloyd, moves it to 0-2. That's something I've never gotten to see before. Chris Lloyd hoping to make sure I don't see it. So he'll try and battle his way back from an 0-2 count with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th, trying to keep the Cardinals' hopes alive. He'll swing, nubs one just inside the third base line. Throw on to first base is not in time. Chris Lloyd beats it out for the hustle single, and Chris Lloyd 2 for 2 on the game now with an RBI. And he forces the Eagles into another position. As it will be Peyton Lish stepping up now to try and continue the Cardinals' hopes. Case Griffith's on deck, and the first pitch to Peyton Lish is at the letters for a strike. Still no balls thrown in this inning by the new pitcher, Tyler Hood. He's been pounding the strike zone, forcing the Cardinals back onto their heels. He'll kick fire one upstairs, fouled off by Lish, fired at one that was a ball out of the zone, but with the consistency of the way Hood's been hitting the zone, you have to be defensive if you're a Cardinal at anything near the plate. We'll see if Peyton can battle now. 0-2 count is what allowed Chris Lloyd to reach. Peyton will swing. He's going to foul one towards the Cardinals' dugout. That kicks out, and we'll have to do it over once again. And Hood will again look in. Clear skies shining down. It's the noontime sun just casting short shadows for everybody. Lish is going to throw one out there, gets it bumped into the ground, up with it and throwing late onto first base. No, in time to first base to cut him down. Recovering as the shortstop as Cody Gardworth fell down, got back up, made the throw on to first, and that will do it for this ball game. 14-1 your final score. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll try to wrap up everything on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
April showers bring May flowers. Join nature in renewing the beauty around us by sprucing up your home this month. Contact Terry at Sanders Furniture and Appliance and get a free estimate on adding new floor covering throughout your home. They also have floor covers, vacuum cleaners, carpet cleaners, free belts and bags, and offer free carpet shampoo. See the store for details. And while you're in there, be sure to check out the fabulous inventory and rebates on Maytag, Whirlpool, GE, Crosley, Amana, KitchenAid, and Speed Queen appliances. That's Sanders Furniture and Appliance in Soda Springs, located across from the Caribou County Courthouse.
This is the sound of salmonella gyrating on your undercooked chicken. And it looks like Mom might be taking it out a little early. Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. So use a thermometer to cook each type of meat to the right temperature. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov. Brought to you by the USDA, HHS, and the Ad Council.
Agrium's mission is to help feed the world responsibly. A world of 7 billion people, growing to 9 billion by 2050. Agrium helps farmers meet this increasing demand by supplying the nutrients and products needed to grow healthy crops, which provides communities with food and income, leading to more investment in health, education, and infrastructure, while protecting the environment for future generations. Agrium, feeding the world responsibly.
MyLocalRadio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what MyLocalRadio.com has for you. One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
Next to the Idaho Theater in Soda Springs, Idaho, lies a lovely gift and art shop called Caribou Jack's Galleria and Emporium. It features local artists Wade Craven and Sandy Fugate, as well as other locally made items like homemade soaps and bath crystals by Julie Branson. And who can resist gourmet fudge and truffles by Jade Rainey? While you're there, put a gift basket together for a favorite someone that will put them over the moon. Top it off with a postcard featuring local iconic sites such as the Eastman Fire Truck and, of course, our famous geyser. All are produced by local photographer Kim Miller. That's me. That's Caribou Jack's Galleria and Emporium in Soda Springs, next to the Idaho Theater.
And welcome back into the post-game show on the Highlights edition. The Soda Springs Galleria and Emporium bringing you this. Located next to the Idaho Theater, they feature gourmet fudge and truffles, postcards of iconic sites in Caribou County, luxurious homemade soaps and bath crystals, as well as customized artwork across from the next to the Idaho Theater and across from the Soda Springs Geyser. As we take a look at the final in this one, 14-1, the Cardinals falling to the Marsh Valley Eagles for the second time this season, but they extended it to 6 innings, and it was really, again, the mistakes that did the Cardinals in this one, especially that final and 6th inning where the Eagles did not get a single hit, had 1 error on the Cardinals, as well as 4 walks and a hit batsman that ended up putting people on base. The Cardinals started off with Kyle Dursteller in this one, gave up 6 runs, 5 of them earned, 5 hits, 2 strikeouts, and a walk on 1 2/3 innings pitched. After that, Devin Adams came out and pitched 3 2/3 of an game. 4 hits, 1 strikeout, gave up 5 walks, 4 of those coming in that 6th inning, gave up 8 runs, and 7 of those ended up being earned. Braxton Kellen came in and pitched the final 2/3, didn't give up a hit, didn't strike out anybody, no walks, and did not give up any runs. As for the Marsh Valley Eagles pitchers, Jeff Wilding went 5 innings, gave up 6 hits, 7 strikeouts, all those in the first 3 innings, and then walked a pair before giving up a run. And he was replaced by Tyler Hood, who gave up 1 hit in his inning of work, struck out a pair, did not walk anybody, and held the Cardinals scoreless as well. As far as the offense goes for the Cardinals, they were paced in the game by Chris Lloyd, who had an RBI and 2 singles, went 2 for 2 in the ballgame, and 0 for 1 went Taylor Adams, the man he replaced. Zach Housley went 2 for 2 as well, reached base all 3 times, but the Cardinals could never bring him home. 1 for 3 went Devin Adams. 0 for 3 went Braxton Kellen. Kyle Dursteller went 1 for 3. Jaron Johnson, 0 for 3. Kobe Allen went 1 for 3 with a run scored after his triple. 0 for 3 went Peyton Lish, and 0 for 1 went Case Griffiths, as he did reach on a walk but was cut down trying to score on that play. On the other side for the Eagles, it was a pretty impressive line score for several of them. Ben Anderson 3 for 4 with 3 runs to lead things off. Dax Gibson went 2 for 3 with 3 runs and 2 RBIs in the game. Adam Millerman went 0 for 2 but did score a run. Dylan Kelly went 2 for 3 with 2 runs and 3 RBIs, 2 of those on a triple that he hit back in the 4th inning. Isaac Bowman went 0 for 3 with a run and an RBI scored. Austin Wilding went 0 for 3 with a pair of runs. Jeff Wilding went 1 for 4 with a run and an RBI. Caden May ended up going 1 for 3, and it all wrapped up with Cody Goodworth going 0 for 3 with a run scored in his time out there in the game as well. Full line score: Marsh Valley 14 runs, 9 hits, and no errors. The Cardinals 1 run, 5 hits, and 4 errors in the game. We're going to take another break. When we come back, we'll be sitting down and talking with Katie Franson from the Soda Springs track and field team about what track and field has been up to. That's after this on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. This has been your post-game highlights brought to you by the Soda Springs Galleria and Emporium.
April showers bring May flowers. Join nature in renewing the beauty around us by sprucing up your home this month. Contact Terry at Sanders Furniture and Appliance and get a free estimate on adding new floor covering throughout your home. They also have floor covers, vacuum cleaners, carpet cleaners, free belts and bags, and offer free carpet shampoo. See the store for details. And while you're in there, be sure to check out the fabulous inventory and rebates on Maytag, Whirlpool, GE, Crosley, Amana, KitchenAid, and Speed Queen appliances. That's Sanders Furniture and Appliance in Soda Springs, located across from the Caribou County Courthouse.
So, I'm a dog, and I'm kind of new to this family, but I've noticed a trend. My humans do this thing where they go around and get all my toys and hide them in this basket, but it's always the same basket, and it's always the same place, and then they act so surprised when I find them, but I'm like, hello, that's where you put it last time. Humans are the worst at hide and go seek.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
A ranger station.
I'd like to report a bear hug.
Okay.
I put out my campfire and Smokey Bear hugged me.
So you drowned the fire, you stirred it, drowned it again, and felt that it was cold?
Uh-huh.
Yep, he's just letting you know you did good.
Bear hug from Smokey Bear. Status update.
I'm gonna let you go now. There are many ways to start a fire, but one sure way to put it out. Learn how you can do your part at SmokeyBear.com.
Sponsored by the U.S. Forest Service, Ad Council, and your state forester.
Caleb Burgraff joined here with Katie Franson from the Soda Springs track and field team. And Katie, what have been your thoughts on the way the season's been going for you so far? It's a very short season, very compact. Have you been happy with how you've been running?
I started running track this season I've definitely liked my first experience with high school track so far. It's a lot of hard work, which didn't surprise me, but it also pays off.
When you talk about paying off, I'm assuming one of the big reasons you got into it is just to keep yourself busy, keep yourself in shape to get ready for some of the other sports that you do. Have you seen some benefits from it already as far as getting yourself and keeping yourself in shape?
Yes, I have seen benefits. I definitely feel more physically fit, and I prefer to exercise on a daily basis with some sort of social aspect, and so it's benefited me that way, and it's helped me get motivated.
You do a lot of the sprinting events as well as the long jump. When you look at those events, what made you decide to do sprinting events over doing something more of a distance event?
I felt it was more fit for me, just trying to get a feel of what I would enjoy. Also, sprinting would help me with the long jump that I also do and with other sports like volleyball.
Thinking about the long jump too, that one, it's an interesting and a very technique-filled event. You have to have good form when you're making those runs. How much has your form improved so far this year, and have you been making some of the goals that you set for yourself in that?
This is actually the first year that I've done long jump that I've learned that there is a correct form, and so in that way, it's definitely benefited me, and I haven't completely caught on, but I can definitely tell that when I focus on the small things and doing the little things that our coach tells us to do to accomplish a better form, it also helps with your jump majorly.
You guys just got done hosting a meet, first home meet of the year. What was it like for you to get out in front of the home meet? And you also set some good PRs at this meet. Were you excited to see those times coming off?
It's a little nerve-wracking just because I still feel a little out of my element since I haven't run track in a while. And when there's a lot of people there that you know, it kind of puts on the pressure. But I thought it was good motivation, and it also helps you push yourself farther, which I think is some of the reason I accomplished a few PRs this meet.
We'll wrap it up with a couple more questions. Katie, much like Naomi, who we talked to earlier, the track team is getting into that busy part of the year. Do you like being kept busy with that? Is that something that you enjoy, where you have more meets to compete in more than just the practices?
I do definitely enjoy being more busy rather than hanging around the house, being less busy.
And we'll wrap it up with the goals. What are some of the goals you set for yourself this year? Are you looking for a state qualifier? Are you looking just to cut more time off, be competitive in districts? What's the main thing that you're reaching out for?
I did not sign up for track so that I could go to state in a sport. I more signed up for a personal, like wanting to become more physically fit, wanting to just have a challenge and to put myself out there because it is out of my comfort zone. And I think I'm definitely getting there with those goals.
Katie, thank you so much for taking the time to sit down and talk with us, and good luck as you continue working towards that.
Thank you.
Thank you again to Katie Franson for joining us on the post-game show, and good luck to the Cardinals full track team as they continue to work their way through the season. About a month left as they continue to hope to qualify as many as they can for the state tournament. We have one more break coming up. After that, our look ahead and closing things out on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
It's so pretty here.
Katie's away at college,
There's the library.
but she can still be close to her mom back home. Travis is working on a big report. High-speed internet puts a world of information at his fingertips. Silver Star Communications provides connections that help students learn and keep families close, even when they're miles apart. Get your family in touch and informed with high-speed internet from Silver Star Communications. Call today or visit silverstar.com.
There's an organization in southeast Idaho whose wildlife conservation efforts have been commended by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Idaho Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and the North American Moose Foundation. Who is this organization? It's Monsanto. While Monsanto is honored by the recognition they receive, their ongoing dedication to the environment is its own reward for all of us. Monsanto. Imagine.
April showers bring May flowers. Join nature in renewing the beauty around us by sprucing up your home this month. Contact Terry at Sanders Furniture and Appliance and get a free estimate on adding new floor covering throughout your home. They also have floor covers, vacuum cleaners, carpet cleaners, free belts and bags, and offer free carpet shampoo. See the store for details. And while you're in there, be sure to check out the fabulous inventory and rebates on Maytag, Whirlpool, GE, Crosley, Amana, KitchenAid, and Speed Queen appliances. That's Sanders Furniture and Appliance in Soda Springs, located across from the Caribou County Courthouse.
Back here at Soda Springs one final time on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. As the Cardinals fall in their game 14-1 to the Marsh Valley Eagles, JV game getting set to get started. And with that, we're going to take a look ahead. And for us, not a whole lot going on. We are going to be doing softball on Tuesday as the Lady Cardinals will be playing against Snake River, trying to continue their success. They lost to Snake River 5-2. The first time they played earlier this year at Snake River, and they'll be looking to try and change their fortunes and get a win against the Snake River Cougars in that contest, or Snake River Panthers, excuse me. Because that'll be coming up on Tuesday. We should be on air at about 3:30 with the pregame show, and the opening pitch set to come your way at 4 o'clock. That wraps things up for that week, except for some golf, some track and field, all moving on towards the end of the week. And of course the baseball team is going to be making a trip to see Oregon State play Utah on Friday, so they can try and get some of the kids a little bit more of a visual of what might they need to do to improve. That's your look ahead, and I want to thank everyone again for tuning into the Cardinals post-game show. The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of Old West Media Incorporated and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which can be used to rebroadcast without express written consent of Old West Media Incorporated. Once again, our final score on today's Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard is 14-1. The Cardinals fall in 6 innings. We'll be on air on Tuesday with the Cardinals taking on Snake River on the softball diamond. Today's executive producer is Val Cook. I'd also like to thank the following folks from KBRV 800 The Bear in Soda Springs, as General Manager and Office Manager Kim Miller does a fantastic job, as does Chief Photographer Warren Cook, who helped us out and even getting on the air this morning. All of you listening in are also appreciated, as well as all of our fine sponsors. I want to thank you again for tuning in, and until next time, let's go Cardinals, let's go Caribou County.
Thank you for tuning in to this broadcast of Soda Springs Athletics on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. This broadcast has been brought to you by Monsanto, Reed's Plumbing and Heating, Sanders Furniture, Agrium, Feeding the World Responsibly, and by Silver Star Communications. Keep it tuned right here all season long for more exciting action as the Redbirds of Soda Springs take to the diamond on your home for Caribou County Sports.